Welcome everybody to another episode of the AusNZ Community Podcast. This is episode 2 of season 3. We're rambling along. We have some amazing guests on this episode, so stick around and have a listen. Before we get into that, JR, how are you?
I am very good.
That's good to hear. Pete, how are you?
Oh, yeah, I guess I'm all right.
You guess you're all right? Excellent.
I've got a little bit of a slight tickle in the back of my throat, so I think I'm coming down with something, but yeah, it should be all right.
Okay. Hopefully we don't catch it over this podcast.
I hope not.
So, this is going to be a good one. This is going to be a big one. We have 2 guests on. The guests are both from a team that I actually currently play on. My main account is currently playing on this team. So welcome Nate Pig from Cheap Tricks and Wreckmaster also from Cheap Tricks. Nate, say hello.
How are you, everybody? Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, good to have you on. Good to have you on. Wreckmaster, say something.
Hello, thank you for the invite to talk with you all this evening.
Good to hear your voice. I saw your photo the other day. Thanks for sending that off to me. It's now above the bed on my ceiling.
First thing you see when you wake up, and last thing before bed.
I'm kidding. My eyesight's not that good when I'm lying in bed, so it's actually on the wall.
I don't need that. I just got to elbow him when I wake up. It's easier for me.
Oh, very cool.
Very
cool. So, Pete, did you want to say anything about the game at all?
I was going to say about the picture on my roof, but no. About the game. Well, there's this thing called the Radar that's apparently out. This new vehicle.
Yes.
Do we want to try and talk about that and how we need to have the Radar to do all tracks in the current team event? Or is that something that we should not talk about?
Well, I was going to say that 3 of the current 5 vehicles for the 4 tracks are either new vehicles or mastery vehicles.
Yes, they're mastery vehicles.
Mastery vehicles and so that's quite a that's quite a interesting tactic.
Isn't it?
So it means
everybody in this room has burnt up some gems trying to chase it down, though. So it's working.
Yeah,
for them.
pretty much. So no, I was meaning for all the people doing videos out there. They now have the option to do 6 different videos for the same team event, with parts, without parts, with
mastery,
without mastery, with the Radar,
no Radar,
with the Radar, no Radar, with the Radar and maxed, no Radar. So there's about 17 different videos.
I'm still waiting for the YouTuber. They all do the low GP. They all do, the low parts. Nobody does the low skill yet. I need to find those YouTubers. I think it'll hit home the message.
That's why I don't do it, because I have that.
If you're listening to this, do a low skill one for me.
I could do a low skill one, but I don't think I'd get many followers.
You get half my team.
You could do it this way and score 20,000 points.
You definitely trend with the over 40 crowd, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
Us with the slow thumbs that are anti-jumping.
Yeah, anti-jumping. Yeah. So this is the episode where we talk about how not to use jump shocks.
Yeah. Oh God.
And how to avoid using jump shocks. No. So yeah, that is a very interesting tactic. Did you want to say anything more about it, Pete?
No, probably shouldn't.
The silence says it all.
I'm just happy we brought it up.
Fair enough. But I must say the Radar has been
brought up, but yeah,
the Radar has been fun to drive.
I wouldn't know. I haven't got it.
You haven't got it? Oh, okay. I've been playing with Oh, that is a pain if you haven't got it.
That's That's why I'm so bitter. Because
I don't have it either.
I realized
Wow.
I realized that little bit too late, and I didn't have enough time to get it.
So I'm
Wow.
bitter because they threw it out during the double XP, and I was chasing XP,
Yeah.
burning up gems,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden I saw it's double usage in the team event, so I had to, beg someone else for some gems, scrape them together to try to, buy more tickets to play the PE. But I made it. I got it. I'm not like you. I have all the cars, none of the skill.
Yeah.
All the gear, but none of the idea.
Yeah, and then people are like, "Oh, Pig, why aren't you kicking off the tire?" I'm like, "What the heck are you talking about?" So, in typical me fashion, I have the vehicle, don't know how to use it. So,
Yeah. Well, apparently,
I think I was
kicking off the
probably a year and a half into the game before I knew you could lift the tractor, lift this little front scooper up.
Well, just to rub salt into the wounds, I pushed the tire off the other day in Adventure, and it reattached.
Yeah.
Right, I was
You
in a
picked it up
ditch.
down the road.
I was in a ditch trying to get out of the ditch because I was on the roof, and I thought I'll just kick the tire out. I kicked the tire out, and it pushed me out. And then I landed back on the tire, and the tire reconnected. And then I was still stuck in the ditch.
It's one of those. If you didn't catch it on video, you'll never do it again.
No, exactly. And then, make matters worse, I ended up getting stuck on those imaginary snowballs on Winter Adventure. There's those snowballs in the tunnel. They're basically, once they disappear, they're still there physically, but you can't see them. And because you can't see them, they don't disappear. So
I wish you had caught it on video. You could have put it on the Discord in the blooper reels. That sounds like a perfect blooper reel.
Yeah, no, it would have been. Yeah, it would have been one of those. But anyway, doesn't matter. JR, did you want to?
Can you use the spare tire to do wheelies?
Kind of.
Does it help balance like the Moonlander does?
Kind of. You can't just do a wheelie on it forever because you'll either roll back or you'll. Yeah, but it is similar to the extra wheel on the Moonlander.
Moonlander. Okay.
Yep.
I like that Moonlander wheelie. That's one of the only masteries I think I've completed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, me too.
Because of the Moonlander wheelie.
One I've got.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Sit back and roll that thing for all the XP in the world.
I only ever did the wheelie. Sorry, not the wheelie. I only ever got mastery for the Moonlander because I figured that infinite fuel was going to be kind of a game changer for when we needed in teams.
And it was. It was at the time.
It was, but again, Pig in his infinite wisdom. I'm like, oh, that looks pretty cool. I'm going to try it. And nobody told me specifically. Like, if you don't direct message me, I don't get the memo. So I didn't know you had to drop the part down. So I'm running it at 20. I'm like, how are you guys going so damn far? Because I'm still running out of fuel because I didn't drop the power down of the part. So again, I had to phone my 13-year-old friends in Bangladesh, and they fixed it for me.
Yep. Yeah. We had one of those as a taxi driver on the way to the airport this morning. So
that's why you're late.
The 13-year-old Bangladesh man.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. He could barely see over the steering wheel. But that's all right.
Drive themselves. You don't even need that.
No, he was really, really, really nice. Like, it was all about his height, nothing else. But and he was driving an Outlander. It almost looked like he had to climb up the side step to get into the car. And I thought, how long have you been driving for tonight? 12 hours. This is my last ride.
Jeez.
I don't know if they do that where you guys are, but I live in Georgia and they squat out the pickup trucks. You ever seen those? The squatted trucks?
Oh, it's horrible. Horrible.
Rex knows what I'm talking about, where they, like, the front end is 10 feet up in the air and the back end scraping the ground.
Yeah.
They look ridiculous.
Oh, my God.
That's what I'm picturing, is him diving into that thing.
No, an Outlander is a Mitsubishi product. It's a small SUV, which in American terms, small SUV actually means tiny car.
Mm.
All right, because everything else over there is, a large SUV is
bigger is better.
Bigger is better. Yeah, definitely.
Not at the shopping center.
Not in the
Not
shop.
when you're trying to park. Or
Just
the
take two
airport.
spots, right? That's what us Americans
Pass one of
do.
those in the airport.
Yeah, I passed one in the car park at the airport on the way back today, and he was taking up 3 parks. And people
It's
had
like the monstrosity that is the Tesla truck now.
Yeah, and these people had parked around him anyway, because they figured, well, I've paid for a park, I need a park, I'm just going to park
Right.
here. But when he leaves, it's going to look really weird, because these cars are just really oddbally parked in their car parking spots. JR, did you have anything to say?
Yeah, nothing much, but the Raiders just out too soon on the team event.
Yeah.
I'm so salty about that.
Mm-hmm.
I feel they've done that with every new car. They throw it out early. I mean, I want to say what was that last one? The little spaceship
first couple they did, and then they started to listen to everybody. Yeah, the Hoover bike.
Yeah, that
bike, yeah.
that one came out pretty early, or maybe I was just super late at getting it.
Yep. Well, I suppose with 2 people on the podcast, we could start talking to them. So we usually just give us a small, brief outline on your HCR journey, Nate. Just if you want to start, just give us a small, brief outline of where you came from, where you are, where you're at, and the team progress. Just a brief outline of who, what, when, and where.
Yeah, so I've probably been playing the game.
Just in case you didn't notice, we don't want it very long. Nice and short.
All right then. I play the game and I don't play it very well. The end.
Awesome.
No, so I've been probably playing for 4 or 5 years, off and on, mainly on in the terms of like every day.
Yep.
I lead Cheap Tricks. I've led a couple other teams. That's where we're currently sitting though, is in holding that gold helmet on Cheap Tricks.
Yep.
Was that
what
short?
other teams have you led?
That was too short. That was way too short.
That was too short.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you want to go into the lineage of Cheap Tricks?
Did you play HCR1?
I did. So I played it. I remember playing it like in its infancy when it first came out, and it was fun. And then they got like 1.5 million cars you could buy, and I played that a little bit. And then I'm like, I'm not really good at this game. Maybe I'll pick up HCR2. Downloaded that and realized I'm not good at that game either. But then I've only played exclusively that one since then.
Okay.
But as far as other teams I've been on, I don't know. Rec could probably give our lineage better. I've only basically ever played with Rec. So I joined his team. It was like the first team I joined at 2000 GP, and then they threatened to boot me because I was terrible. But I begged and I pled and I got to stick around. And a few favors later, they gave me the gold helmet, and the rest is kind of history.
Yeah, fair enough. And I suppose
was it called Cheap Tricks when you started?
Do you want to get into all that? So no. So when I started, I want to say Rec can correct me, or Rec can give you the team before it was a team that Pig was on. But when I joined, I believe there was Legion USA. So it was a Legion team combined with something USA related. And then from there, we had some identity crisis. We merged with some more teams. We became Global Legion, Legion World, something to that effect. Global Legion, then Global Legion merged with other teams to become Empire.
Out of order.
Yeah, out of order. To become Empire. Yep. And then led some Empire teams. We had the Great Divide where we went out to pasture and became Cheap Tricks.
And I've been on the team, so I can talk about this. But we made it to CC, which was pretty cool.
So when we made the team, I was leading Empire 3 or 4 or something, and we can get into it if you want to get into it now. Empire,
little
they're a
bit.
phenomenal team. I think they're winning CC right now. Go check them out if you guys want to be ultra competitive.
No.
But they they were playing that promotion, everybody working to the top type of game, and we weren't that. We wanted our team, we wanted our people, we wanted to get to know them, if you will. So someone that sticks around, sticks with your team. So we said, look, we love your team, we love you guys. Hopefully, no hard feelings, but we're gonna go out to D7 and see if it works. And so we made a team. We kind of voted on a team name. We wanted a team name that was searchable. Nothing with a crazy symbol or anything, because we figured we'd live in like D4, D5, where there's 40,000 teams. And if you ever wanted to join us, and my 5 friends that I have, you'd have to be able to search us out. So that was kind of
You
the
have
vision.
5.
Well, that's what we started with. So I figured it wasn't going to make any traction. The snowball wouldn't get any bigger.
Yep.
And we'd, we had enough to make it through 7, and we'd get to like D5, and we'd be out there in pasture. But we were wrong. I guess we had more friends than we thought. And we did, I think, D7. Correct me, Rec, but I think we did D7 for like the last 3 days of the month. And we got like one point, which was all you needed to promote. So we promoted up to 5, and then we crushed house from then on all the way up to CC. So we never really stopped all the way to CC.
Yep.
And then spent 3 or 4 seasons there. Met the monsters, got demoted like everybody does when they meet the monsters. And, built from D1, and now we're kind of one of those fringe teams. I think we lean more CC, but we're one of the fringe teams that every so often, once the monsters have beaten us up enough, we come back down to D1. I think we stay top 20 usually in D1, collect some purple tickets, rebuild morale, lick each other's wounds, and then we go back up to CC and fight off the monsters some more.
Yep. Yeah. No, it was great. It was great to be in CC with you guys.
Stick around. There's more to come.
Yeah, no, it was good fun. And I must say it's been a whole lot of fun being on the team. So I find it really interesting that I'm on the team with you. I don't think I've ever had this dynamic on the podcast, or not for a while anyway, because we've had a lot of international players playing on the podcast. So yeah, it's just an interesting dynamic. How was last team event? No. So it's actually really nice to be on the team, because there are days that I can play lots and there are days that I can't play lots. But
Right.
yeah, and there's no real pressure, but I still strive to get as good a score as I can. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel you. That's how I feel like. There's days at work calls, family calls.
Yep.
At the end of the day, I always have to try to beat Bandit now that he's on the team again, who was supposed to be on the podcast, but he came down with something communicable. And so he's not here. But yeah, even on my worst days, I got to get ahead of Bandit. So that's, my call.
Yep.
I think I'm currently beating him, but he'll probably comment on this podcast that he did crush me in the last event. But currently I am beating him. But yeah, if we're busy, we don't care too much if you get top level scores. If you can pull them on one ticket, great. If it takes you 20 tickets, great. As long as you're trying and having fun and improving, and you're not toxic to the environment, you can kind of
And it's interesting, because that toxicity has been kind of something that's been a common theme across a fair few teams that we've talked about, that they're looking for no toxicity, which is awesome.
Right. Yeah, one of Wreckmaster's nicknames is the Bootmaster. So if the toxicity comes out, he straps on his boot, and Pig won't even see that character. They'll be gone so fast because Wreck will get rid of them. So we pride ourselves on just being fun. We don't take ourselves too serious. We are, in fact, playing a child's 2-dimensional racing game.
2-dimensional graphics, physics engine game.
Physics-based game.
Right. I got a pig doing 30 flips in a little car that has jumping shocks and on the moon. And if you take that seriously, I don't know. I don't.
No. I hear, and I appreciate that too, because at the end of the day, it's just fun for me.
Yeah.
And
don't get me wrong, we're competitive. There's teams I love to beat, but at the end of the day, I know I'm a superstar. I know that I won't be a superstar because life goes on, and we're here to have fun. It's a game. If you're not enjoying it, if you're not getting good poops in between, what's the point in playing?
Yep. No, indeed. So, Wreckmaster, what about yourself? Give us a little bit of background to you, and maybe a little bit more on the team's history.
Well, yeah. I started off in HCR, the original HCR1, they call it now.
Yep.
And one day there was a link in the vehicles part that said "More from Us." So I clicked on that and joined HCR2. Had a lot of fun. Eventually joined Team Coolidge, which is one of Silk 42's team. It's got like 42 accounts or something. We have no idea how many he
I've heard
has.
that. No, he has at least 42. I think I heard he got I thought he got another iPad for Halloween, so he's up to like 43 accounts now.
What the? Sorry, I'm just 43 accounts.
I don't know. His name is Silk 42. If you play any D1 team, you're going to play against them. So I've come up to it's a pig theory. It's a working theory. But that 42 must be the number of accounts he has.
Yep.
Yeah.
It makes sense to me.
He's in Empire 5, YouTube, Wasted Aces, a lot of high caliber teams, and then all the rest we don't have no idea where they're at.
He's a phenomenal player, and he has hidden accounts too. I mean, one of you may be Silk 42.
Hey, Pete, is that you?
Yeah, see?
No.
And that's what Rec and I got the invite, is because you are so you're gonna it's like that Masked Singer game, they're gonna unmask yourself and it's gonna be Silk 42.
Yeah, no, sorry. I've met Pete. He doesn't look like a Silk.
Nor am I 42.
Well,
sorry if I derailed you, Rec.
Sorry. Let's keep going. So you were playing HCR1. You followed the lead to the new game.
Yeah, it's lots of fun. I eventually joined, like I said, Team Coolidge. We ended up matching this team Happy Hour, and maybe two of us on our team on Team Coolidge had 1 million cup points, and like Happy Hour had like 30 people, and we were like, "Oh, what is this?" So after we played them, they invited Silk and I to join. We joined with Happy Hour. They eventually merged with Mutineers. We became Stars and Stripes. Eventually became USA 1 and 2. We merged with Nemesis. They had like 4 teams when we merged with Nemesis. Eventually Nemesis, they didn't like the way it was going with US. We were a little bit cocky, a little bit loose with the words. So they kind of rescinded their merge, and we split. And I think it was around June of 21, USA and Legion merged. We had like 6 teams, and then eventually in 2023, Legion and Out of Order merged. We had 8 teams, and we just played with that for a while. And in July of 23, we started Cheap Tricks from E4, and it's been a lot of fun ever since.
Awesome. Very cool.
A much better chronology than mine. I was like, I don't know. I played there for a little bit and played somewhere else. And I don't know. I've heard pigs don't have good memories. Rec is also I've heard the opposite for our team, so it's only fitting that Rec would know the months, the years, and how many players and how much XP and how much everything else in between. That's why we love Rec.
I got the exact date. I got the exact date of the month and the year. I just didn't get into that.
You didn't want to impress us too much.
July 20th.
You didn't want to show off.
I did know that date. I did know our start date. I had to do a little research before this started because I figured that question would come up. So I did research that.
Yep.
And there was 8 of us that started in D7 that day, and we scored 1,898 points and went right straight to D4.
There it is.
Wow.
There it is. We may have won D4. Not that that's a big feat, but I think we may have won D4.
With 8
it's our claim
players.
to fame. It's like the Pee Wee football game I won, in the early 90s. It's my claim to fame.
Yeah, we only had 8 in the first race, but it got more and more every day after that.
Oh, very cool.
Well,
very
that's,
cool.
It's funny we talked about Silk 42. He was the first
team's dream.
Silk 42 was the first leader of the team Pig first joined when it was just a baby piglet. Silk 42 was the captain at the time, and then he passed it on to Rick, who plays with us actually, and then Rick knighted me captain.
Is it Silk or Silkio? That rings a bell.
SILK.
The Silk. Okay. I don't know why Silkio.
Go to D1. 42. Go to Division 1 right now. Click on a team. Scroll about 4 down. You'll find a Silk account. Pick any team. You'll find him. I swear. He's everywhere. He's everywhere.
And it's not like the badly spelled Vereshak.
Yeah, it's not the misspelled version, right?
Oh, Division 1, was it?
Yeah, I mean, he's kicking my ass in a lot of teams. I know he's out there.
He's definitely on E5, Empire 5, Empire YouTube, and I believe Wasted Aces.
You know, all those tried and true Division 1 teams, the ones that kind of never pop up to CC, you'll find them. You'll find his infant accounts out there lingering in D4 through 7 range, you know, just collecting rewards, collecting points.
Yep.
He's everywhere. He's also my tech
He
support.
doesn't-
If you ever have a Discord question, he can fix it. If you want to know what Fingersoft's thinking about, he knows. You hit him up on the
No,
Discord, you
they're-
tag him direct, and he gives you the answer.
They're actually called Finger Hard. We don't call them Finger Soft. They're Finger
That's
Hard.
true. That's true. I didn't know if the sensors would get us here. I figured the finger hard sensors are chasing us.
I may need to bleep.
Uh,
No, I'm kidding.
Well, I've gone through 4 different teams now, and I haven't seen
And you
a
found
single
4
Silk
Silks.
account. So,
Oh my gosh. He probably changed name. He probably's listening because he's one of you and he's changed names. He's amongst us. Actually, I've got a tinfoil hat on because he's listening to me.
I'm thinking about the logistics of 42 accounts, right? And does he have a desk, or she have a desk with 42 stations on it and just 42 devices, and he just grabs one from the left and works his way left to right, 1 to 42.
You
I
can
think he does.
separate
it's
all
like the
your
guys at
accounts in Google.
Fingersoft.
Yeah.
Sorry?
Like the guys
Yeah,
at
you-
Fingersoft. He just has a pile of devices on the bench.
Yeah.
No, you can
Maybe
separate all
his-
those accounts on one device.
Can you?
Hey,
Yes, he's
You
talked
can.
about it many times.
Wow.
Mm.
That sounds dangerous.
that's why I told you if you ever lose an account, if you need technical support, you go to Silk 42. One of his accounts has had that happen, so he
Yep.
Yeah.
knows the answer.
Yeah, cool. Very cool. All right. Well, very interesting. Very interesting.
He's a legend. You ought to have him on here and ask him truly if he has 42 accounts. I swear he does.
I'm noting that
He
down.
won't admit-
Silk,
You won't admit it.
Nate just threw you under the bus.
Yep. Put him on
So-
with Bandit since he's,
Yep.
coughing
Come on with
somewhere
Bandit.
and can't
We'll
get
have
on.
some fun. We'll definitely have some fun.
You'll have to invite me out.
Um,
I've been known to interrogate in my real life, so I'll bring him on. I'll get to the bottom of it.
Good. Good. Nothing better than people.
Make sure you get the right one. Make sure you get the right account.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. Yeah. Okay. So,
Is there anything you want to talk about, Eva?
you mentioned the Raider, and I was going to talk about that, but we did, and then I was going to mention the fact that I'd, ejected the wheel and it came back, and we've already done that. So no, I have been actively kind of squirreling stuff away as I play, but I haven't played in the last 5 days all that much because of a work conference in Brisbane. So I haven't really got something to talk about, unfortunately. Sorry.
Is your score beating mine?
Yes, he's in he's in 14th place on the team right now, and Pig, you would be in 25th.
Enough said. Yeah, I know I'm not in 14, so let's just stop it there.
That was
Where's
that
that
was
delete
my
button?
that was my 4th ticket, by the way, because I went to bed last night at midnight and I woke up this morning at 5 a.m. and I'm at the airport waiting for my flight, and I'm like, I've got to run some tickets. And my colleague is sitting next to me and he's looking at me like, what the hell are you doing? Right? You're a grown man. That looks like a kid. I can see it on his face. I can read his face. I'm like, you're a grown man. Put that away. Right?
Yeah,
I can
it's
see it on
probably
his
similar
face.
to the looks I get from my wife, except for I don't have to read those looks. I get them audibly.
I know
Yeah.
he's quite respectful because I have a very, very nice work ethic. But when I just had to play my tickets. I had to do at least a couple of tickets. So very funny, very funny.
My excuse in Division 1 is it is our vacation, since, like I said, we are one of those fringe CC teams. We spend more time in CC now than D1. So I've told myself in D1 I won't watch videos, and I don't.
Yep.
So D1, I don't practice. I don't watch videos. It's like my leisure time. I score enough to beat Bandit because, that's not too hard. And as long as I'm doing that, life is good. Once we hit the CC land, you'll see me back in there grinding, taking notes, calling Silk up on the phone in Bangladesh again, talking to my friends.
Oh, very cool.
But for now, it's
Getting
vacation
tips.
life. Yeah.
Well, in my Division 3 account, I'm currently beating everybody else on the other team with only 3 vehicles.
Nice.
So yeah, life's pretty good. Haven't watched any videos.
Those are
Just
actually
chilling.
fun, though, when you don't have the right things to use. I know when we used to play early on, maybe in Legion teams, where we weren't ready for CC and we knew we weren't, where you did like the wrong car on the wrong track, or you just went from like whatever pops up first, you had to play that one, play it with no parts. It was kind of fun to see how far you could get doing it completely wrong.
Yeah. We did that with the funny score with Team Cat. Team Cat. We would have, originally it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You had to go get as close as you could to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 without going over on the whole team event. And then it got to a point where we were getting higher and higher in the ranking, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 was not enough to get 3K. So we went,
Right.
we better go a little bit higher. So we went 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. It's one of Tessa's favorite numbers. She loves palindrome numbers and numbers of all the same, and then numbers in order. So she went, okay, it's 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. 22,222, and it was pretty much just, who can get close enough without going over. And I think someone once got about 10 points under. It was just so phenomenal, because you're middle of this team event. You've got to finish, track 4 or track 5 or whatever it was, and not get too many points, but get enough points, knowing what you had to go as you're going in. It was just mind-blowing how we were working harder to get just under 2222 as we were to get as much as we could.
And that speaks to me, though.
Yeah.
I know when I got a good run running, and then like we've all done, we've flopped T4, and you want to throw your phone or your tablet against the wall. I think I'd be more invested in the 22222 than if I was that guy that missed it by 10. I mean, I would need new screens. I'd need new everything. It would have been smashed. That would have just, I'd have been pissed off to no end that I missed it by that much.
Oh, no. That was the closest. He got 10 under.
I know.
Which was
I'd have been
win.
upset that I was not perfect, that I missed, that my chance of hitting the bullseye was so close and I missed it, by 1 meter on a long jump or whatever.
Yeah, no, it was because that was the thing. If you went too well too early, just getting 1,000 points and finishing the first one, the last one may have tipped you over. You see, but no, it was just so much fun, so much fun. But yeah, and that's a different way to play the events, especially if you're in the Div 4 and Div 5s.
You got to keep it interesting out there because there's definitely not competition.
No.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Baby account, sure. If you got a baby account, there's competition. But if you're full grown, you're a full grown pig, there's not any competition out there.
Well, you've got to be wary of being a full grown pig in Australia, because bacon is so tasty. Bacon is so tasty.
I don't think that's only down under, my friend. Bacon's pretty tasty over here too.
That's worldwide. Worldwide.
Yeah, worldwide.
Yeah, no. I get you. Anyway,
I'd be surprised
how
pig memes and things are out there. It's my character, and I've accepted. My way of life is the pig. But I mean, there's a never-ending supply of beautiful memes and pigs.
Yep, indeed. Yeah, indeed. So, should we start on community questions, guys?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do it.
Okay.
Starting from the top again.
Yeah, let's start from the top.
I go first.
Yeah, of course you can.
You've been super quiet, so you go.
Yeah. This is a light question. What are your other hobbies other than playing HCR2? Nate, you can go first.
Other hobbies. So I have 2 kids, so they are my hobbies. I have a 6-year-old and a 3-year-old who turns 4 at the end of this week. So whatever they're into, I'm into. But when they're not around, I'm big into weightlifting. I actually compete in bench press. So I'm what we call bench press specialist.
Nice.
This means I I ignore leg day like everyone else does. That's all it means. I can bench press a lot. I enjoy doing that in my
What are you aiming for?
time. Well, actually, I'm not aiming for much right now. So in my work, I actually hurt my shoulder. So I had a labrum tear in my shoulder. I tore my labrum in a couple spots, needed surgery. So I've actually just been cleared to get back after it. So I don't know that I have a goal right now. It's just to see if I can even get to where I was with the repaired shoulder.
What's the previous PB?
What's your PB?
No. Personal best. My personal best, mid fours. I think is the best I did in competition. Mid 400s. I don't know what that is, I don't know what that is in your terms. I wish it was. I wish it was kilos.
No, it's only 5 kilos.
Yeah. The conversion. That sounds about right.
No, it's not. I'm being silly. For 400 divided by 2.2.
1 kilo is 2.2. Yep.
Yeah, it's 181. I was joking because I used to do CrossFit and everything was in pounds and we had to convert it into kilos on the fly.
I don't know why we can't accept it. Because even in this weightlifting competition here in the United States, I weighed in kilos. They put my score up in kilos, and I couldn't tell you what my score was, but I had to convert it in my head or ask them what that was in pounds, or tell it to them in pounds so they can convert it back to kilos. Like it doesn't make sense.
No, 181 kilos for bench press is not that bad.
Yeah, so I was in a competition and there was a Russian guy there, and he was the world record holder of time of a raw bench, so no uniform to help him bench a little heavier. And it was something like 767 pounds.
Oh my god!
Which is 200 some kilos. Yeah, it was insanity. I watched him unrack 600 from the bench, no spotter, nothing, no lift off man, and just benching it back like it was his warm up baby weight.
Yeah,
amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah, so weightlifting is one of my things. I like to practice martial arts. So I've been training different martial arts. I'm currently training in some jiu-jitsu. I'm definitely not good at it. Definitely not built for it. Power lifters, you don't think as jiu-jitsu fighters. That's kind of why I've been doing it. To challenge myself.
Really.
Challenge myself a little bit. I can obviously hit pretty hard. I'm a strong guy. I can throw you around. But can I be technical and fight jiu-jitsu? We'll find out. To be determined still, but that's been one of my hobbies. But pretty much anything outside. I live at the beach, so I love fishing, crabbing. I just recently moved to the beach. I'm trying to kind of get into what they call the low country life. Shrimping, crabbing, all the stuff they do down there at the beach. So I've been trying to do that. Shark fishing. Just caught a 6-footer from the surf about a couple months ago. That was pretty cool. A 6-foot shark.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's fun.
On a rod.
But basically anything. I love outside. I love anything that's athletic. And then I play HCR and in my free time.
Yeah, fair enough.
Very cool. That's very cool.
Yeah.
What about you, Reg? What are your hobbies, or do you have a collection of anything of some sort?
Well, I've tried bench pressing. He's doing 180 kilos. I don't think I could do 180 pounds. I'm a little bit built differently. That's out of my realm completely. I like he said, fishing. Oh, I love fishing. It's a pastime of mine. I like going to the shooting range, brewing alcohol, just stuff like that. Me and the wife love eating. I'm a foodie. I'll go to a restaurant and buy the most expensive thing on the menu and see if it's worth it.
Yeah. So what sort of fishing? Sorry, just what sort of fishing?
Saltwater.
Saltwater
Spot,
fishing.
croaker, striper, yes.
Yeah, nice.
And I want to know about more about the homebrew.
Go on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rick, don't be too specific. They're listening to you. But tell them about the homebrew.
Yeah. No.
I don't want the ATF knocking on the door soon, but
I'm not scared of none of them people. I don't do enough to make them angry.
That's true. That's why I've never been audited. I don't make enough.
Yeah. I make enough for my friends, then that's about it.
Yeah, fair enough.
What are you making? Wine, spirits?
5 gallons at a time. Brandy, moonshine, corn liquors, rye whiskeys. I got a few different recipes. Brandy's probably my favorite because it's from a fruit, and you get the fruit aftertaste at the end of it. It's Whoa.
And that's healthy
Ooh,
too, right?
It's good for a cold. It's good for a cold.
Well, effectively, it's fruit. You know, that's one of your 4 serves a day.
Yeah, fruits and vegetables are needed.
Just
I've heard.
having a big serve of fruit juice.
Yeah. And if you follow it with wine, that's a second fruit. That's a
Yeah.
second.
Yeah, true.
Have you tried bacon flavored yet?
If I
Bacon
didn't
flavored.
if you don't distill the mash, that's technically just a wine, and you can drink it like that. But that's only 20% alcohol. When I could make it 150.
There you go, bang for your buck.
Wow.
Yeah, wow. 150 proof is that's you could run a car on that stuff.
Yeah, just about. Yeah.
How long have you been brewing alcohol?
Yeah, probably like 20 years. It's just a home brew, 5-gallon batches.
Mhm.
Throw it in, cook it off. I have to water it down to 100 proof to charcoal filter it to smooth it out. Because
Yep.
if you throw more than 100 through charcoal, it's gonna like burn the charcoal and take the flavor out of it. But
Yep.
100 proof it, burn it through some charcoal. Boy, it's really good.
Yep.
How much is 5 gallons in litres?
It's about 5 fours of 20 liters.
20 litres. That's a lot.
I
Yeah.
can
It's a
only
good night
I can
work.
only drink alcohol 9% alcohol content.
9%.
Just
That's
9%
like a
because I get tipsy so easily.
we need to hook up.
Do you
That's baby aspirin.
do you do delivery? Do you do delivery to Australia?
Oh,
If you buy the ticket, I'll deliver it.
yeah. The big problem with that, Pete, is at the gate they'll stop him.
Mm.
Yes, it's illegal.
Depends which gate you go through.
Yeah. It sounds like Pete's got the backdoor channels, and I'm willing to try anything once. So give me the ticket.
Mm.
I've heard Australia has nice prisons.
Yeah, it's the only place you get to exercise every day. Eat 3 times a day.
That's perfect. That's
And-
one of Rex's hobbies. Mine's bench pressing. We can go together, and prison life sounds nice for us.
And yeah, I was going to say something else,
get-
but it's
You
it's
get pay
PG
TV
rated.
as well.
That goes back to the picture of Rec you have above your bed. So yeah, we'll keep it
Yeah,
PG.
yeah. We'll keep it PG. Yeah.
That 5 gallons, the 5 gallons of mash only makes about a gallon and a half of whiskey, though.
Oh, okay. A gallon and a half. So that's for it's about 6 or 7 liters. That's not bad. That's what 5 or 6 bottles then.
Yeah, I do them by the quart jars, moonshine jars.
Yep.
Quart.
Yep.
What's a quart?
A quarter of a gallon is 1 liter. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, I speak.
Rec, you're in the same state as the a lot of that moonshiner show that used to be on in the United States, right?
Yeah, the moonshiners, that's my Bible. They taught me a lot, how to hide it, how to transport it. Fill your RV water tank full of liquor and drive around.
Yeah.
And
Well,
pump it out of the sink. You're good to go.
well, whatchamacallit? Wasn't NASCAR all about getting moonshine across country?
Yes, their first stars of moonshine, of NASCAR, were all moonshine rum runners.
Yep.
That
Yep.
transported up and down the East Coast, running from the popo,
Yep.
running from the pig.
There you go.
Rex, could you send us a picture or pictures of your bottled alcohol? Be nice to see.
I put one up.
If you have a wine cellar, that would be nice to see.
I don't think it's that sophisticated.
And your Aussie New Zealand podcast. I put one up in the general chat of my still and brewing that was only 115 at the time. That's kind of weak for my standards, but 115 proof is pretty good.
It'll
Yeah.
get the job done for sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
for
look
sure.
It's just only
look
in
at
his
your general
kitchen,
chat.
Jackrabbit. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yesterday
don't you like make
1:30.
a big batch or like Don't have you thought of producing it mass production or something?
No.
No.
Yeah, I can't drink that much.
Well, there's a beer brewery in the town I live, and he just started. He used to just make it in his back shed, and he thought, "Oh, I
Yeah.
really enjoy doing this. I'm going to see if I can make a living out of it." And
Mhm.
he found himself at an old factory that had been empty for several years.
Mm.
Bought it, turned himself into a brewery, and now he is massive.
See, we're
Yeah,
just giving you
gone from
ideas,
doing it in the
right?
back shed to doing it full
That
time.
sounds like a lot of work.
Yeah, that's too
It
much.
was a lot of
We
work
don't
to
need you to
start
take away
off
from
with, but
your game playing time. You just stick with your small portions now. Was someone yawning
Yeah.
already? You're just waking up out there.
that wasn't me.
Wasn't me.
Who
Maybe I was
was
just
that?
hearing. Maybe it was me, and maybe that's what it was.
No, that's all
It
good.
must have been Craig. It had to be Craig, right?
Yeah, more than likely. Just make sure he's still connected because he gave us what for the last episode.
He's up. He's still up there.
Yeah, he's still up there. No,
Yeah,
all
I
good.
keep an eye on him.
Yep.
As soon as he drops out, I notice.
Yeah, so let's get into the community questions.
We've already
boy.
started, so you can go next. How's that?
All right. So this is a question from Star. So thanks for the question, Star. Big shout out. Why pig? Aren't there other animals?
Why pig? There's not many animals that are characters on HCR, but a lot of people know this about me, or maybe don't. Maybe a lot don't. But Rec actually alluded to it just a second ago.
We all
That
know.
he'd have to outrun the pig. So I don't know if you guys can see my little Discord person, whatever that thing's called. I have to ask a
Oh, the avatar.
younger person
Yeah.
what that's called. Yeah, my avatar.
Yep.
So I'm the pig because I am a police officer in my profession. So I'm actually a federal agent in the United States.
Wow.
And I just kind of leaned into it. I thought, if that's the derogatory term, I don't know if it is where you guys are, but it's a derogatory term. An insult to a cop is that they're a pig. I said, you know what? I'm going to live that life. I'm going to go full in, head first, and be the pig. So I'm the pig.
Yep.
My monster truck.
So maybe
is
we
the
shouldn't have
pigskin.
had that conversation we just had.
I took notes. I took notes on the last conversation.
Well, that's funny. That's funny because I worked with an ex-police officer, and he was our production manager in Adelaide. And we were chatting one day, and blah blah blah, and what have you done in your life, and where have you been? And he says, "Oh, I used to fly for Ansett," which Ansett was an old airline down in Australia, right? And he goes, "I used to fly for Ansett," and I said, "Oh, okay, that's cool." And he goes, "Yeah, and I was a police officer." And I went, "So what, were you a police officer first and then a pilot?" And he goes, "No, no, no. I was a pilot. I was flying what's called a Dash 8. It's a very, very small, like 30, 40-seater plane with two propellers." And he goes, "And then, I was having some issues, so I stopped being a pilot, and I was a police officer." And I said, "Oh, so I've got to ask this question." He goes, "Yeah." I said, "Were you still a pilot while you're a police officer?" And he goes, "Yeah, I could still fly while I was a police officer." I said, "So you were a pig that flew,
Pigs did fly, yeah.
right?" And he's looked at me and he goes, "No one's ever actually drawn that bow. No one's ever
I'm
drawn that bow
surprised you
until
were
you."
the first.
Yeah, I was quite surprised. I think unless people thought it and never said it to him, because he
That's
was a
probably what
very
it is.
serious guy. He was a very serious guy.
Pigs
But
fly.
we
I
had a
figured that
good.
would have come up much earlier.
I thought so. But that's interesting. So police officers.
Yeah, so
How long have you been a police officer?
I'm not like a real police officer, like one of those street guys, with a uniform and a car with lights on top. I still am a police officer. Like I said, I'm a federal agent, so I'm plain clothes. I don't get all the grief that the local cops do. All the power to them. I love them.
Yep.
But I've been doing this, I guess, 10 years now. So
Wow.
moved about the country doing it in the United States. Lived in New York, started in New York, went down to Texas, Virginia. I'm now in Georgia doing it. And I love it. I wouldn't trade it for the world. I get to feel honorable
So
in my work.
you're due some long service.
Yeah.
Yeah, take some
10
long
years is
service,
long
play
service.
hill climb racing.
Yeah.
You can
When
do
we're out on
that
surveillance
non-stop.
and doing those other things that, the cool stuff we get to do. Nothing beats pulling up the game, getting a couple tickets in here and there.
Yeah, fair
We
enough.
make it work. I got those irregular hours sometimes, so it works really well.
Yep.
But I've been in law enforcement for 10 years. I love it. There's nothing else I'd rather do. I'm actually I'm not in the field anymore, so I'm not out there chasing the bad guys down. So I'm not going after you, Rec, just yet. I'm just still taking notes. But I'm an instructor, and I actually teach at one of our beginner academies in Georgia. So I teach newly
Nice.
hired people how to fight, actually. So I'm what they call their defensive tactics instructor. And so I teach them how to survive a bad day in the street.
That is extremely specialized within the police force.
Yeah. There's not many of us here at the
Yeah.
here at the academy. I'm in a cadre of about 8 of us. So we
Yep.
teach. There's about 6,000 folks that have my position in my agency, and we teach everyone that's brand new. We teach them all.
Yeah.
It's very rewarding.
that's
Hopefully one day it saves a life.
I was going to say that is life skills there.
Yeah, it protects them
That
from the
really
worst day
is
of their
life
life.
skills. Yep.
Everybody wants to get out there, catch the bad guys, but what happens when the bad guys turn on us? So we teach them those life-saving skills so that hopefully that worst day isn't as bad as it could be.
As bad as it could be. Yeah, very, very interesting. Very, very interesting.
But consequently, I don't have as many cool stories as I used to have. I used to work on the border of Mexico, going after narcotics traffickers, so I had a lot of cool stories.
Yep.
And now,
Yeah.
my Thanksgiving table and Christmas table is not as enjoyable. I don't have all the cool stories anymore. But
No, fair enough.
I don't think there's anything more satisfying than teaching people to survive that day.
Yeah, I must say that is very, very an important job.
Yeah, second most noble job would be leader of HCR. So I have both of those noble jobs.
Hey, thank
We
you for
lost one.
protecting the thin blue. Thank you for protecting the thin blue line.
Yes.
You're welcome. There's nothing else we'd rather be doing out there. I know we get a lot of grief, politics involved, politics aside. Nobody else would. And there's nothing else I'd rather do. I love it.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, that was a unexpected answer to a question.
Yeah,
Pete,
definitely.
you're up.
Yeah, I've got a few questions here from Fiery. This first one, I'm not really sure what this means, but are you aware of WW Elite and that stuff related? Does that make sense to you guys?
It makes sense to every leader out there. Everybody knows WW Elite and Buzzed. Buzzed is they call him a poacher. I don't know that I use those words against him. We're friendly with WW Elite. They're a great team right now. They're living in CC. They're doing well. They get a lot of top talent, a lot of young talent, but they get a lot of top talent. But I guess he's known as having kind of ruthless recruitment. But the way I look at it, as Pig says, anybody who's ever left a Pig team before, I don't care where you play as long as you're having fun doing it. So if Buzz wants to come along and invite someone to his team and they have more fun on his team, enjoy it. But yeah, Buzz has a bad rep out there. I love the guy. He's been nice to me. He knows better than to go after Pig teams, so he doesn't come poaching for our people, but we still ridicule him just the same. Everybody loves to make fun of Buzz and WW Elite, but they're a great team.
Cool.
Fair enough. Cool. Second one, if you could go anywhere on Earth for a month free, where would you go? We'll start with Wreckmaster because you heard from you last time, Pig.
Vegas, baby. Las Vegas, Nevada. I love it.
For free? That'd be a good idea. All expenses paid?
It's so much fun. And if somebody wants to pay for me to go there, it's over.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good idea. How about
So
you?
I've been all over the U.S. I've actually never gone to Vegas.
Don't go in the summer. It's really hot.
Yeah, most people don't believe that when I say I've never been to Vegas. So I used to live in McAllen, Texas. Speaking of really hot, it's like 120 Fahrenheit there in the winter. So I'm used to really hot. I now live in Georgia on the ocean. It's pretty hot, pretty humid. So where I would go, I would never go somewhere cold because I swear my blood has thinned. I've become a very soft pig. I can't stand the cold. I'm in Virginia right now, so a northern or a mid-Atlantic state, and it's currently 47 degrees outside. I just looked, and I'm dying. I have like a parka on. I can't stand it. So I would definitely go somewhere warm, but I'd go somewhere I've never been. Maybe like Bali or one of those really expensive places that I can't afford. Get a nice.
Bali's not that expensive, is it?
No, Bali's
I think
pretty
plane
cheap.
tickets are for us.
Oh, see, we get like next to nothing plane tickets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's nothing cheap in America. But yeah, I go there.
No.
Seems like
Nice.
it'd be warm.
Um,
The oceans, you got all that.
Yeah. Third question: what is your opinion on the state of the game at the moment? To bring it into a serious sort of matter. Rick?
The state of the game, I mean, I love the game right now. The problem throwing these new vehicles in so quickly, especially two-timing Raider. I have all the parts for the Raider and I own the Raider and all that, and it's still difficult for me. And there's people that don't even have it. And if you do have it, how many parts do you even have? It's a little aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'd agree with what Rex said. I think it's aggressive too. But I think every change Fingersoft has made, we've all complained about it. When they reorganized the cars and put them in different order, when they went from the old scoring system and team events to the new scoring system. And we've come so far from there that we don't even remember the old way. We said, oh, we'll never love this new way. And we do. I think all the cars, we complain about it. And then a few months from now, it'll just be the past. Same with the XP and the grind for the mastery. It'll just be the past. And they'll come up with something new for us to hate. But I do think the one thing that they gotta look at and they gotta fix is the way the CCs run, the auto matchmaking, all of that. It's just like you have your best players up there, the ones that dedicate all the time, that probably spend all the money, the ones that run the successful YouTubes. And they ruin the competition of the game by the way they match the teams up. It's just, if you're not one of the top 5 big dog teams that can just crush everybody except for each other, it's too much games going on and not the fun type of game, the manipulation. And Fingersoft could fix it so easy. And they won't. They're too worried about throwing cars on top of us and masteries and other things, which, like I said, we'll complain about now, but in 3 months, no one will care. We'll all be like, okay, that was pretty cool. But they just haven't addressed the CC issue for me, and that's disheartening.
Yeah. Yeah, fair enough.
Mm-hmm. Eva, or is it Jackrabbit?
Yeah,
I think it's my turn. Can you hear me?
I can.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm dropping out. Anyway. Okay. Here are a few questions from Cap A. Thank you for all these questions, but I think I'll pick 2. So his first question is, if he could change one thing in the game, what would it be? Nate?
I don't know that I saw that one. I didn't think about that one. If I could change one thing in the game, obviously I just ranted about CC. It would obviously be the CC. I don't like the matchmaking. I don't like the way it's done. They need to either make a higher CC, like CC plus, or just give incentive to the win. If you win, you get plus 500 points, just so people don't pull scores right at the end and take the competition out of the game. So if I could change that, that would probably be the thing I would change. Is just CC could be so much fun, but there's so many teams right now that just dodge it because it's more fun to play in D1 where every game matters and people actually try to win. There's no incentive to lose. And so that would be definitely what I would change.
Yeah. And you, Rick? What do you think?
I think I would love to see, just to piggyback on JR, when you talk to Minstrel and X236 about every person in the team should be automatically enrolled in the event. Like automatic, no ifs, ands, or buts. Everybody on both teams guaranteed, just logged in as you're available for the event. That way, when they don't run, it's really easy to track who doesn't run.
Yeah.
And it would be so easy for them to do too.
Hey, Rec, did you say that because you want to tighten on that boot again and kick some more out of the team?
No, it just would make it so much easier for me than having to go back and look at scoreboards from the week before and try to track who did what and subtract numbers and figure out who raced, who didn't race.
Yeah.
And I'm watching that. I'm watching that every week.
And that's a great idea
And
too, because I know as a leader, I'm looking in, I'm like, it looks like we're losing. And then I have to go through and count everybody. I'm like, oh, they've put 32 scores in. We've only put in 22. And it becomes this constant count where I'm scrolling my phone and then it pops back to where it started and I have to start all over. Maybe it's just, I don't know how to scroll with, pig thumbs. But yeah, I love that. I've never heard that. Great idea.
And I want to say Cafe. I love Cafe videos. He shows himself up there with a little mask on, going over these events for us. Keep it up, baby. I love it.
Yeah,
I think what you said.
I don't know anyone else who does that.
I think I agree with you, Rec, because I think it's every leader's problem. Who put up a score, who didn't put up a score, and it's only fair enough to those who are really making an effort to put up a score on team events, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
The first event is so easy to track because everybody's on the same level. But once you get to the second or third event, you don't know. I mean, this guy has 12 points. Did he score them in the last event? Did he score them now? It makes it so hard. Just enroll everybody right in the event.
Yes.
Yeah, and that way we can do some public flogging of those that don't score. It makes it really easy to start ridiculing them. I love that.
Yes. I keep my boot fire ready to kick.
Yeah, we do.
Okay, here's his second question. When will you join the USA ICC team, Nate?
We're not good enough for that.
Amen. Rick said it right there. They don't want me on the team. That's very kind of them to offer. If you want protection, I'm your guy. When you win it all, you need your bodyguard. I'll come help you. But until then, I don't know them contributing much to the team. But if for some reason you need comedic relief or something, come get us. It's Cheap Tricks, Common Spelling. You can find us. We have lots of comedic relief. I don't know that we have there's skill on the team, but it's surely not in this room right now.
Oh, geez.
Eva, your question.
Yeah, my turn. Okay, so this is the question we spoke about just before we started, which is a question from Antu. Thanks for the question, Antu, and a big shout out to you. So he's asked, and I'm assuming this was to
that's for Nate. That is most definitely for Nate. It ain't for me.
Definitely for you. Okay, so Wreckmaster, why don't you play Adventure?
No,
that's
I
for
play
me,
Adventure all the time. Yeah, that's got to be for Nate. I mean,
I've been
running my. Yeah, that's definitely for Nate. Like he said, he has no 10Ks, not even in anything, not even forest.
Oh,
come on,
nothing. I don't know how this guy knows this about me. I don't know who it is. Like I said, but he obviously knows the pig. I have no 10K.
Maybe this is one of Silk's other accounts.
That adds up. That definitely adds up. Yeah, so I have no 10Ks. I have never unlocked any of that token thing that looks like a pretzel. Like I've never gotten enough pretzels to open another land. I've never done it. I haven't raced a single minute in the Raider in Adventure. I guess you don't race in Adventure. I haven't flipped over an Adventure in any of those. Low Rider, I've zeroed most every single track. I don't know. I don't Adventure. I think it's because I have ADD. So attention deficit disorder. I don't know that I have that. I've self-diagnosed that. I combat it with copious amounts of caffeine. But as I start playing Adventure, I find that I just get like a big jump and I'm like, oh, I bet I can pull another flip off. And so my double turns into a triple, which turns into a quad flip, which turns into,
face plank.
Exactly. It turns into roadkill for me, and there's pig splatter on the ground. And then I get frustrated because I was, within such a close distance of where I have my furthest distance. And I'm like, what's the point in this? Like, why am I trying to get a little further and I got nothing out of it? I don't know.
Yep.
I've never saw the appeal. I do believe that some of the best performers in the game are amazing adventurers. It just never had the appeal. I've never had the appeal for it. I only got to Canyoneer because someone basically said my account looks illegitimate without it. So I got to it just so somebody wouldn't call me a hacker or something. And they've tried to entice me. They're like, oh, Pig, you get all these great chests if you every Canyoneer level. It's just not for me. I don't know. I feel like I could get to the next level because I have so many vehicles. I've never even run through different adventures.
Yeah.
But it doesn't speak to me. It's a racing game. So I try to go from point A to point B as fast as possible. To quote Ricky Bobby, if you ain't first, you're last. That's kind of how I feel about the game. You try to get from point A to point B as fast as you can. I'm not trying to nail the jumps, get the fuels, bounce my way to the next fuel because I ran out of fuel. Maybe it's that. Maybe it goes back to the fact that I can't bounce. Maybe that's why I don't do it.
Yeah, fair
Do
enough.
you like
The
playing
way I
cups?
see it, if you wanted to do a venture, you would do Hill
Mhm.
Climb Racing 1. This is Hill Climb
Fair
Racing
enough.
2. We're not about adventure here.
Fair enough. But maybe to appease Silk 42, aka whoever asked that question, maybe I'll go out and get my first 10K tomorrow. I'll post it on the Discord when I get it. But yeah, I'm not a big adventure player.
Okay, that's interesting. No problems.
Mhm.
What map should you race? I think Countryside. That's the first map. Surely
That's what
it has
everyone
to be
says.
Blue
racing
Forest.
People are shocked that I don't
Forest.
have
JR, there you go. JR
10K
is on
with
the
the
money. Forest.
10K with like the rally or something easy. It's not hard to do, so they say. But again, they don't start doing quad flips off of every jump like I do.
Yeah,
True.
fair call. Fair call.
If you air them all out and you're doing flips, it's just adventure's not for you.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I guess I'm not a technical player. Was a good way to say it. I don't play technical. I throw it all out there. I put the pedal down, and it doesn't result in good adventure scores.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair call. Pete, up to you.
Yes, this question is from the Lex. And he says, you have created an impressive team, mate Pig. What gives you more joy? Hitting a decent score in the team event for yourself or watching your best players smashing the ceiling with amazing scores?
It's a real good question. We love Lex. Lex is one of our friends. He's got a couple accounts out there, not 42, but he has a couple out there. He plays in big teams. He's one of the ones that stays in character like the pig. So if you haven't met Lex, he's an alien, drives his alien spacecraft everywhere. He's a good dude. Good question. I probably think that I enjoy watching the team hit. So like we said in our history, 8 of us went out to pasture in D7. And I honestly thought that's all we'd be is, 8 to 10 guys. We could probably with the 10 of us get to D2, but we would just kind of float around. We get those 500 GP accounts to hop in just to get some points. I never thought we'd actually amount to a team that's on a podcast, that's for sure. And so for me, it's amazing just to watch players that like you recognize, the Rockets of the world. Rockets played on top teams in CC. He's won the cup before. We have a guy Reaper right now. He's an amazing player. Silk 42 when he wants to play with us. We've had God's Wheeler. We've had these amazing accounts come and just annihilate this. They just crush the pig. They're scoring 40K. I'm scoring 22. And I just love seeing it. It's almost like imagine the bat symbol. I feel like that's my call. I put out the bat symbol. Our big players come in. They take over that top spot, and I love it. I love seeing it. I love putting the call out to them. I love congratulating them when they hit it big. And I know that they work for it. They practice. They're good. I love seeing it. Pig will never hit big scores, so that's not even a viable answer for me. So, yeah, I definitely love seeing the other guys hit it.
Mm. Well, it's definitely hard with hooves instead of thumbs.
I know. This game wasn't invented for us swine folk.
Awesome. He also put right down the bottom, what time in the morning does the farmer get up?
The farmer gets up at least 15 minutes before the farmer +1. the boss of the farm, the lady of the farm, so that you can get your good poop in the morning, get your thumbs working before you get in trouble. So I guess that's when the farmer gets up.
15 minutes before the boss.
Yep. And get your 15 minutes of hiding, your best 15 minutes of scoring, and then you get to work.
Okay. Excellent. All right, you're up, Jackrabbit.
This is a question from Noxy, and he wanted to ask, how did you hear about HCR2 and what kept you playing for so long? Rec, please go first.
How did I hear about HCR2? It was a link under the vehicles tab of HCR1 or HCR original. There was no one back then. And I just clicked it and I got into it and started playing. I've been playing ever since. Noxy, he has some great posts in our Cheap Tricks server. Keep it up, baby.
And what kept you playing for so long?
They trap you. They addict you. They want you. They want you to do better, but you can only do better if you buy certain things or you play enough to get certain things. And like I said, I've got Raider and I got all the parts. Does it help me? No, probably not. Have I given them a lot of money to try to get to where I'm at? Yeah, probably more than I should have, but it just keeps you grinding. It's an addiction, straight up. No issues about that.
I got into HCR2 because I played HCR1. So I played 1, and I stopped playing 1 for a long time. And then I said, oh, hey, I wonder if this game still exists. And I picked it back up. And I want to say I'd even deleted the app. So I was in the app store like, hey, let me go play that HCR1 again. And 2 was out. So I saw it in my app store. I said, well, hell, let me play that one. If 1 was fun, 2's got to be even better. So I started playing 2. And for me to answer the what keeps me playing, I've probably been playing for 4 years now, every single day. I hate to admit that, but I've been playing it every single day for 4 years. I think it's the team environment. If it was just me game, I'd get bored of it. I don't often, I usually finish the season for the skin, but it's the last 2 days just to get the skin. I don't play the game all that much, but I play the team event religiously because of the team aspect. Like I said, I love seeing the big players hit the big scores. I love getting in there and trying to better my score, trying to get ahead of Bandit, trying to, just beat some of the guys, see what Rec's up to, see what Rick's up to, see what Coot's up to, some of the old time players on the team. And it's just, it's awesome, the team environment. We got Bam on the team who's rapping in our chats. I just get on there to see the banter. I throw in a score to it when I have time, and it's 100% the team aspect that kept me going. I never had Discord before the game. I think it was my Sri Lankan friend that said, hey, man, you got to get on Discord. I got it. Everybody made fun of me because I was on light mode. So I turned it to dark mode. And, it's the team aspect. It's talking to you guys. It's talking to the people in the Discord. It's playing the game. It's getting the hints and tips from each other, the community. It's not the game at all. It's not even the game. We could go play, I don't know, cribbage or something else. As long as I did it with the team, I think I'd have fun with it.
Just trying to work my way up the leaderboard. If I can get in the top half of our team, I'm very excited. Right now, I'm actually sitting like number 7 out of our scores totals, average scores, which is phenomenal for me. Probably won't last long. I'll be back in the 20s or 30s next season, but right now I'm loving it.
Yeah, Rick has a valid point. All scores right now, anybody in the team into it. We've let some of our monsters go, continue to lurk in CC. So all those monsters will come back when we hit CC. Plus a few other friends, a few other cheap tricks we have up our sleeve.
Yeah. This is a question from Jinjo Bro or Gingo Bro. I don't know how you pronounce
Bingo,
that.
bro.
Gingo Bro. So
Bingo.
thanks for the question, mate. Have you got any tips for not getting bored when doing masteries? We'll start with you, Wreckmaster.
Hey, Gingo's one of our Aussie players also, just to give him full prop for that.
Yep.
Yes.
Nice.
He's been around since October of the last month or so. Very very good player. He's
Yep.
sitting in our he's at 22nd right now scoring wise, so he's doing really well.
Yep.
Am I getting bored with doing masteries? Wow. Like that the trench wheelie with HCR with the MK1 or whatever you want to call it, a hill climber. With the trench with tractor is just jumping up, landing, doing a wheelie down. Yes, it's really boring. How do you not get bored? Take that and run it in cups. Run it in adventure on other tracks. Just go ballistic with it. That's the only way you can not get bored. It's hard. It's hard to just do that one track, the trench, doing wheelie, blah blah blah. Jump up, land it, go down the hill. It's insane. It's easy to do. It gets you a lot of XP, but wow, you got to break that up and just kill the monotony.
Yeah. Agreed.
I
That's
think
good. That's
maybe
good advice.
trying to get the most amount of XP. So make it a game of getting the most XP per run. See if you can outdo yourself. That'd help with boredom, I think.
Definitely. Definitely.
I think the XP was
Um,
never. I mean, people are fanatic with the game. It was going to be grinded. I don't think it was ever meant to be grinded, so I don't. That's my answer. If you get bored of XP,
No.
don't do it. I use it in the community showcase. I always buy the double up, the 100 XP or the 100 gems to double your XP. I always double it up. I don't raw dog it ever. And that's just what I do. I get the 1,000 points or whatever it'll get me out of community showcase. Maybe I'll run 1 or 2 season cups with it. I'll use it in the TE when they make me. And the mastery will come when it comes. If you're trying to get the top tier
That's-
scores, you got to have it. But if you're just here having fun, you can make good scores without the mastery. I've seen it done. I get my butt kicked all the time by players that don't have mastery. Sure, it helps. Sure, it's needed for the best. But I don't know. I don't think it was ever meant to be grinded. Just play the game. The XP comes. Just make sure you're doubling it up so it doesn't take so long.
I mean, if you think about it, a new player right now, if someone joined right now today, and they were, starting from scratch, absolute scratch, they would be building mastery while building
Exactly.
coins, while building parts. And yes, it'll be an even longer journey, but by the time they've got the money to pay for mastery, they'd have gotten mastery. Does that make sense?
Yes, that's how I feel it was
Mhm.
meant to be. It was
Yep.
meant to be for the new player, organically gotten, where you just play the game and you're accumulating the XP, and it's just that $1 million is nothing to us longtime players. We're money rich. We just don't
Yep.
have the XP. Those players have to wait for the money, and then they're like, "Oh, cool! I made a mastery level," and that's it. It's a mastery of that car, that vehicle.
Yeah.
The mastery of the vehicle is not grinding it through a trench in a wheelie.
No,
We have to go about it the
agreed.
wrong way because we've already mastered the vehicle. We spent years trying to get these or trying to get all the parts, it maxed out and everything, and we've achieved it with those big accounts. And now they say, "Hey, look at this other avenue, this XP avenue," and it's not going to be retroactive for us. So, good luck.
Yep.
With all the kilometers.
Yeah.
There's actually a guy at my work who just downloaded the game last week, and he was telling me, he goes, "Oh, I'm enjoying playing the game. I was looking at getting mastery." I'm like, "No, don't bother. Don't go for mastery just yet.
Just yet.
Focus on getting all the vehicles first."
Yeah, that's true. I wanted to share quickly. There was a daily task that says drive 2,000 meters on the backwater adventure track with the racing truck.
Yep.
So I was at my third mastery. I already have my third mastery, and then I was going to the fourth part. Okay, so my setup was tire swings and magnet because I was harvesting coins, right? So and just doing the daily task, and by accident, I achieved my fourth part mastery and the 10K Adventure Stars by
Oh,
accident.
nice.
Nice.
With the racing truck, and it was a really great feeling because I only have the rally car on the backwater adventure track that has reached the 10K. So yeah,
Yep.
it was pretty
Are you
cool.
trying to rub this in the pig's face to say that I
Yes,
wasn't even trying to hit 10K? It's so easy. A caveman can do it. I did it by
I,
accident, but a pig can't.
Oh, that's a bit harsh. You know, Jack Rabbit's not a caveman.
Nate, I was doing it without saying I was doing it.
Not much gets by me. I'm a trained investigator, remember? Yeah, you threw me under the bus, and I think you backed over me on that one. I was trying to do
That's
something
funny.
completely different, and I accidentally went 10,000. It was just
Just being so
oopsie,
sly.
oopsie.
I'm
So
sorry, but not sorry.
Maybe that's my problem. Maybe I need to go in the water. I hate all the water tracks. I don't like the water. I still don't even understand the bubble. Like it just all. It's too much for my pig mind. Maybe that's what I need to do. If I play the trenches and all the other water tracks, maybe that's where my 10K will come by accident.
So I'm gonna ask for the advice of everybody on this panel right now. One of
Yep.
our guys just collected 1 million coin,
Yep.
and he's ready to click on advancing his mastery on his tractor. But should he save that coin and worry about upgrading Raider?
Upgrade Raider.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Upgrade Raider. I
I
have
think it's the
done.
Raider.
Yeah, I have
What
done
level
all
of
the
mastery
above.
is he up to?
He didn't say, but he was asking, like, I just finished collecting 1 million coin. Should I upgrade my tractor or worry about bumping up Raider?
I would bump up Raider
I fully
because
agree.
the
Cynic.
whatchamacallit.
I'm TE through and through, team event through and through. I would do none of the above.
Yeah.
I would wait for the next team event and hold my coins.
No,
Always
that's what I
especially
mean.
when I was
current
growing
team
my
event.
Sorry, you beat me
when I was
to it
growing
by
my
that much.
account.
I was just about to say I would only use the 1 million coins on the Raider on the parts that he needs.
But this doesn't pass my test when I was
The
growing my
tractor
account. My
is
account, the trick was that I would only
tractor's
upgrade.
also in the team event.
It is in the current event, but what's the next event? So if you upgrade now, you're already a few days behind. You won't get the full return on investment. So once they start, I would never actually upgrade. So I'll wait for the preview of the next one, and those will be the ones I'll start upgrading, knowing that I'll have the full week of team event for it. I want to pay full dividend. I don't want to have diminished returns.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
That's my answer. Hold it for the next team event.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
All right. So that's you, Pete.
Yeah. This question from Cognito it's already been answered, but I'll give
It's
him a
already been
shout out.
answered.
He said,
Yeah.
"What gave you the idea to name yourself Pig?" I'll move on to the next one from NDWG or
Endo.
Ndorg.
Dog.
What gave you the idea to start Cheap Tricks, and what motivated you to get the team to where it is now?
I'll take that one if you don't mind me starting it. So
Yep.
I guess it goes back to how Rec and I both spoke to the idea that we love the team. We were playing in Empire, and I love Empire. I love all those guys. I know you just had some Empire on last week. It rekindled our relationship. You know, it was good. It was good to see him pop up in the Discord as a future guest like I did. It was nice to chat with him again. But I love all those Empire guys. They play a different game than we play. So back when we were Global Legion, I want to say, or Legion without the global, maybe just Legion USA. We were like the fourth. It's a long-winded story to get to this idea, but we were Legion 4. And for some reason, our team players never wanted to promote. So we got some really good players, and they got opportunities to go to Legion 3, 2, or 1, and they didn't want to promote. And they just stuck with Legion 4, Legion USA. And after a while, Legion USA became like the third team. And then we started to sneak up to be like the second team. although we were still, as far as the numeration went, we were still the 4th team. And after a while, we were never as good as Legion 1, don't get me wrong. But there was one season, I'm sure he'll remember now that I tell him the story, that we placed higher than Legion 1 just because we had a simpler schedule than they did. So they were out there playing the monster teams, and we didn't get the monster teams. So we actually finished at a higher rank than Legion 1. So our team thought it was hilarious. We put it on their Discord. We're better than Legion 1, knowing damn well we weren't. But because we had this team vibe that was different, we didn't want to promote up. We just wanted to stick together. We just wanted to do our best for our team. We had a lot of fun when we beat the higher Legion team in rank. Fast forward, it becomes Empire, one of the greatest groups of teams. What are there, 8 or 9, 10 teams, consistently a number 1, 2, or 3 team. Phenomenal. Some of the best players in the game. But they had that idea of, if you're on 4, your only goal was to get to Empire 3, and then to Empire 2, and then to play in the big dance with Empire 1. And we would get these players into our team, get to know them, like their scores, obviously, have some friendly banter, and then mid-game, goodbye, because they got the opportunity to go to 2 or 1, and 2 or 1 didn't want to not have them for the next event, so they left us mid-event. And it just kind of pissed us off. We weren't mad at 2 or 1. We get it. You got to take the competitive players. You got to grow them up from the farm league. But we were tired, I guess, of being the farm league team. So we're like, look, we want to stick together. We want to have what we had back when Legion USA, by chance, got ahead of Legion 1. Like I said, we weren't better. We just had a lucky schedule. So we had this sense of team. And then I had the crazy idea, like, why don't we just start a new team? Why don't we start a new team? Just let's do it. So I pushed it out to Rocket, who's a great player, one of the best players we've had on our team, if not the best.
Baby.
And
Rocket's
Rec,
a champ.
and Death, and Rick, and Coot, and all the 8 players he spoke of. I'm sure I've missed a couple. Sorry if I did. And I said, look, I think I'm ready to do this. Let's go out to D7 and just see what happens. We're not going to make a Cheap Tricks 2. We're just going to be Cheap Tricks. And you play with us until you don't want to. That's it. You don't get promoted. You don't get demoted. The only way you're out of the team is if you don't participate. And the only way you move up in the team or to a better team is if you leave us. So we had this idea, and I think it resonated with a lot of people. And that's why we actually took off and became such a successful team. We went out to the pastures of D7. We pissed off Empire in doing so, which was never our intention. But we did. And we went out to Cheap Tricks out in D7, and we steamrolled. We caught fire. And now it's a pretty fun environment. We're mending our relationship with those guys. I wish they chat with me more. I still push great players to them, the players that say, hey, look, I want to be in the big dance. I'm like, well, go to Empire. I've done that, but Cheap Tricks is a family, I guess. So we built Cheap Tricks to be a family. We've gotten some of the top-notch players. Some of them call it home. And I think that's why we made Cheap Tricks, was just to play the different game, play the family game, play the team game, have fun with each other, get to know each other, and not lose each other. What was the question? Was that even the question?
No.
No. It answered it very well, because it says, what gave you the idea to start Cheap Tricks, and what
that's what it
motivated you
was.
to keep the
That's
team
what it
where
was.
it is now. That's exactly,
So
you've answered it perfectly.
Yeah, beautiful. We were also kind of inspired by Last Call. I feel like they're one of the successful teams out there. As far as I know, they don't have a second team. So that's the idea of Cheap Tricks. The family team, but we're just an indie team. There's no 1, there's no 2, there's no 3.
Mm-hmm.
We've been offered 2s and 3s. Like, that was even one of the questions out there. We've been offered merges, but it's simple. And it's not the best way to play the game, because there's young talent out there that maybe we don't cultivate that is going to move on because we don't have a farm team, if you will. But I mean,
Yep.
You can look at our ranks right now. We carry like 5,000 GP, 4,000 GP players because they hit hard for their GP. I've always been a big believer in pulling those people. SMX, if he's out there listening, he's one of the top players in Empire. I picked him up when I was like an Empire 3 or something as the leader. I don't think anybody wanted him, but I'm like, man, this kid hits hard. I think he was like 4,000, 3,000 GP, and he was scoring what Pig was. I was like, this kid's going to be good. And I picked him up into the Empire system. And obviously, he needed the Empire system because he needed to grow, and he's become one of the top players in the game. He comes back and visits us out in the farm every once in a while, but that's what Cheap Tricks is. It's great players, average players, fun players, heavy hitting with low GP, heavy hitting with big GP, and it's just a family. I don't know how else to describe it, and that was kind of the vision. And the 7 guys believed in us. It's never been a me team, but they believed in us. And we were all co-leaders. We all went out there. We all recruit hard, and that's Cheap Tricks.
Cool. Very cool.
Why Cheap Tricks? Like, what's the reason behind the name?
I don't know. I was trying to think about that because I knew that question would come up too. So we voted on a lot of names. So my requirement or my thought was we wanted a team that when you searched it, nobody else popped up. Because there's nothing more annoying than, hey, come find our team, and you have to like send them the screenshot of your exact point so they can find you because you're unsearchable. Or you have that weird character that no one can search because they don't have the fancy alphabet. So we wanted a team that when you searched it, we're the only one. Right. We wanted to be the only one. Of course, now I think there's Cheap Tricks fake teams out there because we've had a little bit of success. Not a lot, but a little bit. But we wanted to be the only one. At the time, I think if you typed in the word cheap, we were the only ones. Like, it was just a word that wasn't used. Yeah. And then we had 10, 15 names to choose from. We tried to pass that test. Hey, if I search it, do I find it? And Cheap Tricks was kind of the only one that fit the bill. We didn't hate it. We didn't love it. But we went with it. It was... I don't know that it has any meaning beyond that. It sounds kind of cool. We wanted something that we could, shorten, hyphenate, acronym, whatever you want to call it, so we could be CT Pig or CT Rec or whatever. We liked that idea from when we were Legion USA and stuff like that. So we wanted that, and we wanted it to be easily searchable, and we wanted it to be a team that doesn't already exist. So we came up with Cheap Tricks. I don't know if Rec saw it differently, but that's kind of how I saw it.
No. And 16 people that joined Cheap Tricks in our D4 days in our first 3 matches are still with Cheap Tricks. That's a testament to the loyalty. Steadiness. Yes, exactly.
That's good. I love that. Awesome.
Very cool.
Who's up next? Was it Jackrabbit?
Jackrabbit asked the N-Dog one.
Oh, yeah.
So this is a question from Mr. Mad. Although we've kind of answered this already. He's asked the question, how old is the team Cheap Tricks? So we will just say a big shout out to Mr. Mad. Thanks for the question, but it has been answered. Here is 3 questions from your best mate, Bandit.
Oh, no.
So the first one, which is quite funny because I just want to hear the answer to this because this is hilarious. He's asked the question, what are some of the favorite lies that you've told your wife when she asks you why you've been staring at your phone all day? I'm assuming he's asking this to Nate.
Always
probably both of us.
It's always
both of us.
But both of you can answer it. So Nate
it's
first.
Your workmate. I don't know that I've been able to lie to the wife. So I only play on mobile, and I have to turn the thing sideways. So the only time I ever turn my phone sideways is for the game. So, I've tried to say, I'm watching a video, and she knows I'm not, because a video I play with sound. I don't play the game with sound. It's always in silent mode for me. So as soon as it turns sideways and it's silent, I don't have a lie to tell her. She sees right through it. She sees right through it because it's sideways and silent. So, Bandit, if you have any lies, I know you're married. If you have any lies that work, put them on the Discord. I'd love to hear them.
Wreckmaster, what about yourself?
Bandit, don't take any question he has to heart. He's going to just try to stir the pot and make everything. He will make it as hard as me and Nate can get along with.
Do you want to answer the question, Wreckmaster?
Okay, what's the question?
What were some of the lies that your wife's told you?
Well, what are some of the lies that you've told your wife while you've been playing the game?
That's a big difference. My wife has told me many lies, but come on, JR, don't let me break.
I'm not saying anything. You're just
for, for, for the vast majority of the time, I'm at work, and my
Mhm.
wife, she's already at home. She's doing her thing with her cleaning business, but I'm I'm at work. I do what I need to do. I'll take my time. I'll enroll in the team events. I'll race as I can race, and hopefully, what I do is enough to get by. Right now, it's pretty decent. I'm in 5th, and what do we got? We got Eva. Eva's in 14th. Pig is in 25th place. So, and if Bandit was here, Bandit would be berating Pig for being in 25th, even though he is in 33rd himself.
So you were talking a little bit about the lies that you had or hadn't told to your wife.
Yeah, I don't know if you caught any of that, so I'll just rehash it. But yeah, I can't
Yes,
lie to
please.
her. I can't lie to her because it's the only time I use my phone and I turn my phone sideways. So as soon as I turn the phone sideways, I can come up with all the lies in the world. I used to try to say, "Oh, I'm watching a video," but then she goes, "Wait, you don't have headphones in. There's no sound coming from your phone." So obviously that doesn't work because I play the game with no sound. So as soon as it goes sideways and there's no sound, there's no good lie to come up with. I'm not reading charts. There's nothing that I do that's productive at all on my phone. So I've actually just never tried to lie to her about it outside of I was watching a movie. And now I just embrace it and I just leave the house and I avoid her. So I'll find my way to work. I'll leave a good 20, 30 minutes early so that I can park the car, sit in the car and play the game. And I'll play the game in the car, and we've moved our start time to actually allow me to get those last tickets. We moved our team event start time to allow me to get those last tickets of the old match before the current match comes in, so I can get like 8 tickets, a good bang for my buck while I sit in the car.
Yeah.
And that's what I've done. It's unavoidable. My wife ridicules me for the game. So she doesn't ridicule me. She's actually she'll actually listen to my stories. I'm like, "Babe, we won't believe it. Like we're one of the top 30 teams in this game, and there's like a million teams that play." And she's super supportive of it, surprisingly, but there's definitely no hiding it.
Get your wife to play the game.
So my wife, she works from home. And so to me, I'm like, "Oh, you have tons of time. You're on the computer. You're on the game all the time." But yeah, whoever's screaming no in the background, I feel you. This is my thing. Like she's not playing poker with the guy. She's not going to football nights. It doesn't sound like the right thing to do. I don't want to make this a couple bonding moment. Let's go play HCR and hold hands. Like
But
it doesn't sound like it's going to work for me.
That got me playing the game.
It's a VBI. Very bad.
I won't go into details, but it got me into playing the game.
Do you play with your +1?
We used to.
It didn't even work for you.
JR, you are an exception to the rule. VBI. Very bad idea.
Very bad idea. I was wondering what VBI meant.
To all the wives out there.
Hey, Jackrabbit. Does your other half still play?
No, not anymore.
See, you play.
That would be me. The pig would cease to exist if my wife started playing. Miss Piggy would take over.
You have the Mrs.
The pig would be done.
Miss Piggy. That's the best one I've ever heard.
Okay, so we've done the wife thing, haven't we? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we've all done the wife thing.
I know Rec has already put this out there, but Bandit is the biggest troll you'll ever find. And he put all these questions out before I convinced him to come on. And then he was going to have to come on and taste his own medicine. And then, contracted the flu or whatever he got. Just so he wouldn't have to answer his own questions. Yeah. He knew
He's scared. He's scared.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. All right. So, Bandit had a second question, which was kind of a follow-up question to the first one. And his question was, would you encourage your kids to play HCR2, or would you prefer they became active, productive members of society instead?
Probably none of the above. So
Um,
You don't
they're
want
only
them to be active, productive?
he's 6. He's got to be a kid still. My kids are 6 and 3 turning 4. So he doesn't need to be productive in society quite yet. Be a little gentleman, sure. But I definitely don't want to play in the game because I'm not the kind of dad that's going to let him win. But as we've already talked about, I'm not a Kanga kind of guy. I'm sure my kid by 7 or 8 is going to figure it out, and he would crush me. So dad's ego can't take it quite yet.
well, there's also the fact that he's under 13, so he can't play the game.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's a
there you
good
go.
point.
hey, if the Dominicans could get away with playing Little League till they were like 19, I could find a way to make my 6-year-old play this game.
Yeah, but Dominicans are very much short by stature usually.
That's true, but hide him behind a keyboard, he can be anything he wants.
Yeah,
So I guess to answer Bandit's question, though, I guess I'd prefer them to be productive 6-year-old members of society. So playing in the dirt, being outside, getting their scraping their knees, going fishing with dad, doing all those things. So no game time yet for them.
Yeah, fair enough.
Mhm.
Good idea. Yep. What about you, Rec?
I myself have no kids. I got a couple cats. They cannot play the game, so get
Yeah,
after it. Go strong. Go as hard as you can go, and post as big a score as you can.
yep.
We
Cool.
did have a father-son duo on our team for a while. That was pretty cool. It was
Yep.
fun to see dad wrecking the kid, and it was only because of a big GP discrepancy. One was 12,000, one was 2,000. But it was fun for a long time. But they moved on to another team that was less competitive. But we had a father-son duo for a while. That was pretty cool.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah. My oldest son, back when he had his account still, he used to be on the team.
Yep.
It was good. He used to beat me quite often.
Yeah, see, Pops can't handle that yet. I'm still able to outrun him, outkick him, outpunch him. Beat him in arm wrestling. And I know with time I'll be losing to him in all of that. So for now, racing 2-dimensional cartoon games is my thing, not his thing.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
Mhm.
And then the last question that Bandit had was a bit of a joke question, so I'm just going to say it, but you don't have to answer it. Now that Bandit has left Cheap Tricks due to the bumbling leadership, what's it like finishing dead last in every team event instead of second to last?
See, well, it's funny to actually answer the question. Bandit had left, but he came back because he missed the bumbling leadership. He can't even stick to his own question. He comes
Bandit.
crying back, asking
He's
for his
going
spot
nowhere.
in the team. Yeah, he loves us too much. He'll never leave.
Yeah.
Came
And as
crawling
Rec has
back.
already mentioned tonight, he is much lower in rank in this current event than I am. We don't need to mention that he
That's
probably
good to
doesn't
know.
have all the vehicles, but he is currently getting smashed by the pig.
Very cool. Very cool. All right. So, Pete, your question.
This one is from Rocket, and he just says, "What is your obsession with you and liking pigs? How come you score better when you're playing your team event tickets on the toilet?"
So we've talked about why I like the pig. Obviously, it's
Yeah.
my funny joke of the cop. But I think I play better on the toilet because there's no distractions. So at my house, I don't know if they do this over where you guys are, but I have like a toilet closet. So it's a closet within the bathroom. It's very small. It's almost like my little think tank. So, it's very sterile. There's nothing to look at, nothing to read. I can just get in the zone. I don't hear my kids. I don't hear my wife. I don't hear anything. I just shut the door. I don't even go to the bathroom. I just sit on the toilet and I just play. It's like it's my throne. It's where all my best thoughts happen. It's where all my best scores happen. I think there was a question about world peace. I think I could solve it while on the toilet. It's just I don't know what it is. It's my zone.
You leave the pants on when you
It's
Yeah?
optional. It depends on how the night before went. So it's always optional. I think I probably score best without the pants. I feel more free.
Yeah.
I feel
Mm.
with the pants at the ankles, all your inhibitions are left behind.
Exactly.
Yeah, fair enough.
I think it's my turn.
How about you, Rec? Do you also score better on the toilet?
Oh, me, like, I have a legitimate job, but I can sneak away and step in the toilet and score very well for the most part.
I'm sure this will get edited out, but I mean, back in the day before cell phones, I'd sit on the toilet and I'd like read the side of like a tampon box because that was all that was in the bathroom. You know, so I know about like toxic shock syndrome and things that I shouldn't know about because that's all you do. You got to concentrate on something because it helps it go. So now that we have these video games in our life and, you know, the world at my fingertips in my pocket, it only makes sense to play it in there.
Yeah, fair enough.
Mhm.
Fair enough. JR, question?
Yes, another toilet question. We will not ask that. It's from PR Reaper. Just wanted to ask, what excuse do you have for always being on the toilet for so long and playing It's Your 2? We will move to Bandit's question. If you could choose between ending world hunger and having all your vehicles fully mastered, which would you choose? Pig, Nate.
Wow.
Easy.
I mean, I think there's
Come on
an
now.
obvious answer
No,
here,
wow.
but I
Easy.
think I would take the mastery
Yeah,
because
easy.
I mean it's going to take me because like I said, I'm just a casual organic mastery kind of guy. It's going to take the better part of years of my life away trying to go after mastery. And I think if I had it already signed, sealed, and delivered, and I had all the masteries, I could solve every other problem we have. You know, give me that year or two of my life, I'll fix those other problems. But
Mhm.
if we went the other way around, where I chose the hunger, is that what it was? World hunger.
Yes.
If I chose to fix that, I still got to worry about mastery. So I think if I took the mastery out, I could fix world hunger.
Yep.
Uh, uh,
Well said. Well said. What
There's
about
plenty
you,
of
Rec?
bacon to go around.
What about you, Rec?
Well, most definitely. Easier to accomplish mastery than to accomplish world hunger. That's a
Mhm.
huge problem for all the world's entities, the countries, the states, the international obsolescence. It's insane. But
Mhm.
for me, let me master a vehicle and get it over with.
It's true. It's above our pay grade to be able to fix world hunger, but mastery hits home.
Yep. Definitely. Your turn, Eva, to ask a question.
yeah, so this is from Bam. Thanks for the question, Bam.
No.
Nice shout out. So he's asked a couple of questions. The first one's a bit of a joke. The second one is, do you ever put maple syrup on your sunburn?
That's definitely a pig question.
I think maple syrup on a pig, just the combination works. So you got that little bit of salty, little bit of sweet. Everybody likes it. So I haven't yet, but next time I'm a little fried crispy, I think I might try it because that sweet and salty works.
It'd probably
next
feel
thing
really
you
nice
know,
too.
they're taking a bite out of your flesh.
Yeah, we love
Yeah.
Bam is our rapper. So you'll
Mm.
pull up into the
Bam.
chat from time to time, and Bam's
Yeah,
got
I've
these
seen
sick
it.
raps in there, sick rhymes.
I've seen
I
it.
love to see it. I
Mhm.
love to see it.
Pete?
Yeah, this one is from Top D. What does the D
No.
stand for? I do not know.
Good for him.
Who's the best other player on CT? Pig.
It's a tough
Ooh.
question. It's a great question. So
Thank you, Nate.
we rotate the flag. So whenever you see our flag change on our team, that was the top player of the week. I believe we've been. What's our current flag, Rec? You're the stat master.
Germany.
It's got to be.
Germany.
It's got to be
Yeah,
Reaper. Yeah,
it's gotta
Reaper with
it's got to
Germany.
be Reaper in Germany. So he's our current top player most often, but I don't
Hmm.
know that he's a new player. We got him a couple months ago. Phenomenal player, gives lots of Discord help. Just a great community player. Great scores.
That's the best kind.
Phenomenal,
Yeah.
phenomenal co-leader. We've already co-leaded him. I think I was the fastest person I've ever thrown the co-lead at, but just well deserved. He's bringing in players. He's throwing up top scores. So he's currently our top scorer. But to answer the best player that's ever played with us, I don't know. I think the best long-term player we ever had was by far Rocket. Rocket, like I said, has won the big dance with the big team, so he won it with Empire when they won the whole shebang. But he used to just make us all look stupid. You know, we'd be in the 30s, he'd be in the 40s. I think he's the first one on our team to hit 50K. I think he hit the highest score that Cheap Tricks has
Wow.
ever seen, was hit by Rocket. So he hit one of those
That's
50K
true.
scores. He's one of the ones that I
52.
think he's limitless. I think he could go to 60K if somebody pushed 59. So he's one that just rises to the occasion. We have his mini in our team right now, so he's not putting those 50Ks up, but he's probably one of the best to ever grace us. Like I said, we had God's Wheeler. He's one of the greatest players in this game too. He throws Discord content at
Gangster.
us.
God's Wheeler
He
is
just
gangster.
Yeah, God's Wheeler is crazy good. I watched him one time and he's like, "You guys want me to share a video?" And I think I was probably scoring, 28, 29 at the time. I'm like, yeah, show up a video. He's like, okay, I'll get a ticket in an hour. He plays one, gets like a 42. He's like, man, I messed up. I got a 42 because he's used to, 45s or something. So he's one of those next level players as well. SMX,
Yeah.
however you guys say that, next level player. We've had a lot of them. I mean, those are the guys that come to mind. But I think probably the longest cheap tricker is the highest
Rocket.
caliber is Rocket.
Rocket.
Yeah,
Rocket,
it's our boy Rocket.
Mm.
Out of England, Great Britain, great player. Hopefully we'll see him back in the team. I'd love to see him back in the team. Love to give him his co-lead back. Love to see him long term back in the team.
Well, there you go. Come back.
A couple of follow questions. What's your favorite and least favorite vehicles? We'll start with Wreck first.
Oh wow. I really love the Raider right now. It's great, but Chopper. Now that I've mastered Chopper and I got 4 parts on it, Chopper is hard to beat.
Nice. And your least favorite?
Least favorite. Wow. I want to say, well, Scooter, maybe. Scooter. If they would give me 4
yeah.
parts on Scooter, it would make it much easier. But without 4 parts on Scooter, that's just a nightmare.
Is Scooter a mastered vehicle yet?
No.
No. That makes it even harder.
I don't keep up with mastery, so I wouldn't know. I've only got the Moonlander. How about you, Pig?
That's a really good question. I like that question. I haven't given that one much thought. So when I first started playing, I was a rally car guy through and through. That was back before they started adding all these vehicles. I love the rally car because I could smash my head because, like I said, I'm not great at this game, and it would survive. That rally car roof is just solid. So I love playing the rally car. I'm a racer. Like I said, I don't adventure much. So the rally car was my go-to. I hated the slow starts, but, I could get around it. So rally car used to be my favorite. Then I probably moved into the muscle. I really like the muscle, but it's the opposite. Its roof is made of paper. And so I smashed my head far too much. I tried putting on the helmet, but that doesn't seem to help me. The pig with the helmet doesn't work. So I think my current favorite is actually the tractor. That's the one I've been running with a lot now that I'm starting to get the mastery. So I didn't love it when it had the scoop on the front. But if you pull that scoop off and you start getting, the quicker starts, the quicker everything. I haven't gotten to the 4th part or the 3rd mastery yet. So whatever those 2 would be. But even with the first 2 mastery, it's starting to, it takes off. And if you can hit that back wheel just right, it flies. It's been pretty fun.
Yeah.
So that's my current favorite. By far, the least favorite is a no-brainer for me. It's that stupid mono wheel thing.
Yeah, it is a really good vehicle when you get the hang of it.
Give me 15 wheels. Don't give me 1 wheel. I was just pulling up my stats. I have only 196,000 meters traveled on the mono wheel. Like, I don't take it anywhere. I have 0 front
That's
flips.
your problem. You need to drive it more. You'll grow to love it.
I don't think so. I'm not a big coffee drinker. I don't like that he's holding the coffee. Just doesn't work for me. That mono wheel is just.
You can change
It's like
that. You can put a flag in his hand or a beer.
you hit the ground and he just buckles. Like where is my pig's abs? He has no strength. I swear I
Fix
had him
that too.
lined up straight, and he still smashes his face in. It doesn't work for me. I know there's those great monos out there, Mono Victor, all those mono players. There's Mono Wars. You just wake me up when it's over. I don't do any mono anything.
Okay, that's fair enough.
It's good for
I
scrap
suppose.
for me though. I will actually. I know they say never scrap the legendary parts. I will scrap mono legendary all day because I'm not going to put it on there.
Well, I don't have to agree with you, but I'll accept your answer.
Yeah, you don't have to agree. To each their own. That's the beauty of it.
Yeah. Last part is, what is your most and least favorite mastery vehicles? Rick, we'll go first.
Lee's favorite. To follow right what Pig just said, mono. That it's so
Mhm.
hard to master that thing.
Yeah. So, Wreckmaster, what is your most and least favorite mastery of vehicles?
Most favorite, chopper. It is insanely crazy how fast that thing can go if you can put 4 parts on it. Least favorite, it's mono. Every time mono. You gotta fly that thing and flip around and you bounce and hopefully you get another fuel can and maybe get 500 or 600 XP. It's insane. But chopper, yeah, that's my favorite XP so far. Chopper.
I do like the chopper. It is a really cool vehicle now with the changes they've made to it and the updates. And the fourth part is just perfect.
Yeah.
Not that I would know, but apparently the racing truck is really good too.
Yeah, and the racing truck is quite good, I must say.
Yeah, that thing flies like crazy.
I think you're missing one of the terrible ones. I feel like sports car started slow, got better, and still pretty slow. Like I don't know that the mastery. I don't have them all yet, but the few I've gotten on it, it's like wow, you're still pretty slow.
I forgot
Yeah.
that was an actual vehicle that was mastered.
Yeah,
It was the
amen.
first one.
Yeah.
The worst
Yeah.
one.
The worst one.
I do think that
Exactly,
the
worst one.
I do think the little Jeep, the original hill climber looking car, I don't have any masteries for it, but I think that 10% buffer that they threw on it as a mastery, you're going to see some crazy world records popped off with that with Kenga. So I think that's going to be cool. I don't know yet though because I haven't started touching it for mastery.
Yep. Very cool. Yeah, very cool.
It's
Whose question is it? Sorry, it was Pete's.
it's my turn.
So
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
it's Jack Rabbit.
Mm-hmm. Do I skip? Where do I go next?
You're on Top D's question.
Okay. A
We'll
question
go with
from
Kat.
questions. Sorry, questions from Top D. How long have you led Chip Tricks, Nate?
So I've actually led Cheap Tricks since we started it.
Mhm.
When I started the game, like I said earlier on, I was playing at 2000 GP, plus or minus, joined Rick's team. Silk 42 was the captain, our fearless leader. He quickly gave it over right when I walked into Rick. And it's funny, I've gone back into some of our old chats and I've got chats with Rick. It's actually Rick, me, and Rocket. And Rocket joined at the same time. And Rick is talking about kicking us because we couldn't keep scores up. Back then, I think it was like a 15,000 minimum. And he's like, you guys try hard. I can see you going in, burning lots of tickets and improving, but like your scores suck. And so he almost booted Rocket, who I just spoke about being our greatest player, and myself, who happens to wear the helmet now, early on. So we may have never existed had he booted us, but luckily he didn't. Rick gave me the helmet then, so I don't know what that was, 3 years ago. Rick probably has the date written down. But Rick gave it to me 3 years ago. I went through all the mergers as a leader. And then when we seceded from Empire and went out to pasture in D7, I took the gold helmet then, and I've just worn it since. We kind of run the team, not really as me as the leader. We're just a bunch of co-leaders. The only thing I do is I change the password. So, if Rec wants something done, it gets done. The only thing they don't do is they don't control the password. I change the password. That's about it. But every
Mhm.
co-leader has a good say in our team. It's not my
Yeah.
team. It's not
Yeah.
even our team as the co-leads. It's the team. So if
Mhm.
I'll get messages from players saying, "Hey, we need to boot this guy." I don't even question them. I kick it. If they don't fit the vibe, hey, trust me, this player is going to be good. Cool, they're coming in. Trust me, this
Mhm.
player is who we want, who we don't want. We just run the team as a family, and so
Yeah.
I've been the leader the whole time, but it's just a password changer. That's all I am.
Yeah. And speaking of co-leaders, I wanted to know if you had to choose who's the best co-leader.
Oh, that's a good question.
Come on,
That's a
baby.
good question. At the time, the best co-leader,
Great,
and
great.
so that's a good question. Every co-leader has their appeals. So right now, like I said, Reaper's just crushing it. He's getting talent left and right for us. We've got Rocket still in there with his baby account as a co-lead. We have Cognito. We have Rev. We have some players that change their name all the time. Lax. Great co-leaders, great recruiters. But to be honest, I think the guy that puts in the work is Rec. He's my favorite co-leader right now. He keeps our stats. He keeps us honest. He helps with the Discord. He adjusts for the next team event. So he puts, the new titles in, gets the tracks in, puts the scoring charts in. He's doing so much behind the scenes that nobody wants to do. Like, who wants to keep the stats? Who wants to, compute the average scores of everybody? And we don't really use it to boot people, but it's just fun to look at, Ooh, I got 25th last month, 23rd last month. I sure as heck don't have the time or desire to do it. I probably have the time. Let's be real. I have plenty of time, but I don't have the desire to do it. So, man, Rec has fallen on that. Rec, whenever I've needed anything, Rec has just done it. He's not the best scorer on the team. He's far from it. Like I said, how do you compete with a Rocket? But he does the things that nobody wants to do. For a long time, Rocket was my right-hand man. He was making every decision with me. But then when we've gone to more of this team-led thing, all the guys just stepped up. Guys and girls just stepped up, and we have great co-leads everywhere. But Rec does the behind-the-scenes, monotonous work of running a team. So Rec's my favorite by a little bit right now.
And if you could promote a co-leader right now, who would it be? He wanted to know also.
That's a good question. So if
Yeah,
I had to throw
baby.
somebody up, you guys are putting me to the wolves. If I had to throw somebody up right now and give him a helmet or give him a co-lead, whatever you get as a co-lead, I'd probably do Bam. So Bam has that.
Bam!
He has that vibe we like, where he doesn't take it too seriously. He throws up a good score every now and then. He throws up a lot of bad scores, but he's in there chatting. He's in there rapping. He's on the Discord. He's one of the people that actually has his own Discord channel. He has his own music channel. So it's the Bam's Jukebox on our Discord, where he throws out all the crazy songs that run through his head. So I think everybody in there that has their own name in a channel is a co-lead. So Bam is deserving of it. Bam has also brought us a bunch of old-time players, some long-term players, Hazardous Smoke, Hauling Gas.
Smoke is killing it right now.
Yeah, and they're phenomenal players, and they're the players you like to have, the ones that don't hop teams, the ones that chat, the ones that just consistently put up scores and don't complain about it. So I'd probably throw Bam up to a co-lead. Like I said, he's doing the recruitment. You can't survive a team, especially with all these masteries and stuff, people quitting the game. You can't survive a team without good recruitment. So Bam does it. Bam's got the vibe we like. So I think I'd throw Bam up.
But just quickly, who reached out to Eva?
I reached out to
I
Pig.
don't know.
I
You
reached out
did?
to Pig. Yeah, I did.
Oh.
Oh,
Wow.
hang on. No, you're talking about me on the team.
Yeah. Who
Yeah, me
who
on
got
the team.
Eva to chip tricks?
It
That's a good question.
was.
It's been a
It
while. I mean, you joined a
was.
long time ago.
Yeah, I did. When I was doing the little. Let me just go back in my.
Because you were going through a few teams, like you were just going around doing a season at each team.
Yeah.
I know we got a player, Toast, that brought in a lot of those players. Big player.
Toast. Rex.
No.
No. I'm just looking through them.
Oh.
No. I'm just looking
I don't know
through.
the answer to this. I'd love to hear the answer. You just showed up one day.
I got
You showed up one day and I was like, I said, that's someone semi-famous. Like, that's pretty cool.
I got it all. I got it all. What do you want to know? I have everything.
I'm trying
Who
to
got
remember who
Eva
it
to Chip
was.
Tricks? Do you know, Rick?
So, yes, 9/29/2023 was the day Eva joined.
Yes,
But
Hmm.
why?
but
But
I'm trying to.
but Toast was our first Aussie player who joined
Mhm.
on 9/1 of 2023, 28 days earlier.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what my gut said. It had to have been Toast. I know Toast smokes our leaderboards too, so we probably changed the flag to something that looked like home for Eva, and he got confused and
No,
jumped on
no,
in.
no, no, no. I was invited. Someone said to me, "Come and join," and I'm having a mental blank. I'm really tired. I'm barely staying awake at the moment. I'm sorry.
So I
But
will tell
it
you
was
that we do. Our name is Cheap Tricks. Like I said, I don't think there was any intention with the name Cheap Tricks, but we do occasionally play Cheap Tricks. I bet somebody reached out to you to get us on the podcast one day. They said nothing could be better than recruitment
no, because
than to get us on the podcast one day. And they said, I bet you
what
we can
I'd
get our
said,
name on the podcast if they join our team. I'm
I
telling you,
said,
it was a cheap trick.
I reckon, I reckon.
Watch it be me, and I totally forgot.
I reckon what happened was I'd said on the podcast I was looking to do some touring, and someone reached out to me and said, "Hey, come to us." Just because you'd gone back to Division 4 and you wanted a bit of a hand, and I said, "Yeah, no problems. I'll come down." And I'd left LTR to go to this Division 4 team, and I was throwing a whole heap of suggestions for low GP players in the server. God, I'm really sorry. I will work out who this is. I'll
That
work out who
person is
this
Come on,
listening
is.
to
Evie.
this podcast now and
You've
screaming
had
at me,
at
saying, "It was
least
me! It was me!"
you've had at least 5 hours sleep. You should do better than this.
You know what, Eva? You just write in the comment section.
I will.
Who got you?
No,
Who
no,
got
no.
you to the Chip
I
Tricks?
will edit the podcast and add. By the way, thank you very
Mhm.
much.
Yeah.
You should have seen that
Because
question coming. I mean, you do play with us.
I know, and I thought it was you, but it's not.
It's not me.
No,
Now it's a
no.
big mystery.
Um,
I know we've chatted
I know who it
with
was.
the team.
It was Silco.
Silk, yes.
So
Silk 42.
I'm just looking back through my
Hmm.
messages because I remember because it was a while ago. It was almost 12 months ago.
I feel like you joined and then you left for a little bit and you came back, right?
Yeah, no, I joined.
Hmm.
I joined and left
Fine.
because I was going to Canada and a few others.
Was it Lex?
Team
Do you know
3.
Lex?
I
Lex.
got exact dates. You want to know exact dates?
Yep.
Eva joined September 29th, 2023 and bailed on us. Goodbye.
Okay. So
Eva 11/1/2023. I can't say where you went.
okay, no.
And then
So Lex
returned. The Lex joined in 10/3/2023, same day
So
as
that
Bandit,
lines
by the
up.
way.
Yep. So no, hang on. I've just found a message from Lax. Hello, Eva. Weren't you once on CT? I think I remember you being.
He followed
Didn't remember you leaving, though you would want me to come back again. Join Toast and Matak and our Australians. Just saying.
Matak, yeah.
Yep. It may have been Matak or Toast.
Yeah, I
So
forgot
I'm now
about it.
going.
But Matak joined in October 9, 2023.
Yeah, Matak is one of those players that, if that's how you say his name, I never said it that way. I always said Matak. But Matak, he's one of those great players that, like, gets fed up with the game, gets
bored.
pissed off at
He's
Fingersoft,
bored.
and then leaves.
Very
and then
bored.
And then Pig talks him out of retirement. He comes back. He smashes us up for a little bit. Then, like a week later, he's gone. And then he can never stay away. He just came back under a different name, maybe for 3 days, and then left back to retirement.
Jason, yeah.
He'll come back. Great player. Great player. But thank you, Fingersoft, for making him retire. Damn you.
Finger hard. Finger hard. Yeah. Eva joined 9/29/2023. Eva left 11/1/2023. We track all this. And then Eva
Rec tracks
returned.
all this.
Eva returned June 29, 2024, and has been here ever since. We've also got N-Dog. We've got N-Dog, Dingo Bro, Toast. Toast was our first Australian flag player who joined September 1st, 2023. Still with us. Pretty much everybody's still with us except Matak. Like, he bounces around, does what he wants to do.
Yep.
Rec could probably speak to this, but I think Australia may be our biggest representation outside of the U.S. We got a lot.
Yeah, and if second would be like Great Britain, Britain Isles, we got Cognito,
I know
Rocket,
where they come and go.
Yeah, they're all from like that area.
Yeah.
Well, and
it's
Rocket,
cool how international we are.
Yeah, Rocket messaged me to say, "Do you want to come over?" That was September 5th, 2023.
It could have been Rocket. I told you, he used to be my right hand. He used to do everything with me.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
What's your plan for the future? Are you going to be staying with us or move to another team at the end of the season? At this stage, I'll move at the end of the month. I've yet to find a team, but I'll keep you posted. Thanks. That was end of September. Yeah, that was October. That was October.
You joined September 29, 2023 was your first join date. So
Yep.
Thank you, Rocket. Thank you, Rocket, baby.
Maybe it was Rocket, maybe it was Toast, maybe the jury's still out. Maybe you got to edit this and put it in.
Yes. No. I will do the edit at the end, and I'll just say, thank you very much. Or even though we've gotten to this anyway, so I might not edit anything at all. Yeah.
Where were we again?
We're somewhere. I've done a deep dive in my messages on this.
I take the blame.
No,
Pete, it's your turn to ask.
Are you sure?
JR is gangster.
Yes, it's your turn to ask the question, Pete.
Okay. There's a question from Kat, and I feel like it's a little bit of a silly question, but it says, I would like a summary of Pig's journey with HCR2 and how much bacon does a pig really eat per week?
Not enough. Not enough bacon. You can never have too much bacon. That thick cut bacon. I don't know if you guys are eating the thick cut, but that's where it's at. But
Do you get
my journey with HCR,
middle or
I don't
middle
know.
bacon or rind bacon?
That's all Greek to me. I don't know what that even means. We get thick cut or we get like this thin cut up here in the States.
That's cannibalism. He can't do that.
I'm not a fan of bacon.
You've had the wrong bacon.
Why not?
Oh my
I like
God.
Christmas ham. I like Christmas ham.
What's Christmas ham?
Pork is pork.
It's a sweet.
Baby.
It's a sweet ham.
So it's like
made of
glazed ham.
Yeah, that kind.
That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't do it for me. Bacon does it for me.
Yeah, bacon is
Have
way
you had
better.
maple bacon before?
I have. You give me
Would
any
you
kind of
prefer maple bacon over normal bacon?
No. For me, that's a hard no. Take thick cut just as it's intended. I think people mess up bacon since we're on this. I'm kind of an expert on it. I think people mess up bacon. They cook it too quick. You don't.
Yes.
Bacon has to have that perfect amount of chew to crisp, and it can't just be fried hard or it just gets too crispy. So you got to let it render and do its thing and work slowly and just reach perfection. That chewy, it's like a chocolate chip cookie. You want it a little chewy with a little bit of snap. That's the perfect bacon.
Sounds good.
But it's got to be that thick cut. It's easier. And I think we've talked about my
Um,
HCR journey. It started, in
Yeah,
Empire,
yeah. No, we can
all around the
move
book,
that. So is that my question then?
Yes.
It is your
It
question.
is. Oh my God, Rocket's given us.
There's a long list.
You get to
Yeah, there's a
read
long-
all of that.
No, so a big shout out to Rocket. Thank you for inviting me to come over to Cheap Trick. So he's asked a whole heap of questions.
I think
So-
Rocket's
Explain
asking
in
every
depth,
question.
he says.
Rocket's
Yeah,
going
explain
to
it.
put me on the spot here and ask all the questions he's always wanted to ask, or that the direction he's wanted to take the team as being, a co-lead. So I'm excited to see what all these are.
Yeah. So what we'll do is we'll run over them because some of them has been done kind of in depth already. Explain in depth the whole story of how Cheap Tricks was created. For example, how was it formed? What are your intentions going forward? You've kind of answered that already. He then says some other questions. Do you think that you'll always be the team leader? You've kind of answered that. You've always been the team leader so far, so probably will be the team leader forever. Why did you make the decision to have one team instead of two or three? You've already talked about that because you want it to be a family team. How did you decide the name? Yep, we've done that. What's the reason you still like to play? We've kind of done that. With a potential merge opportunity in the future is the only one we haven't really covered.
That's a tough one. So
Choose your
To be
words
a-
wisely.
yeah, to be a super competitive team to take on the monsters, as I like to call them in CC, I think you have to merge. You either have to be a relentless recruiter or you got to merge. So,
Yep.
the top people of our team with the top people of another team with the top people of another team surely makes a great all-star team. But I think if we did that, we lose what Cheap Tricks is. It is, there's times that I'm in the bottom. I don't even know that I'd make it through the merge.
Yep.
I'd be scathed. I'd be sent out to pasture. I'd be killed. I'd be the bacon. I don't love the idea of the merge because of that. I don't want to lose our friends, the people we've been playing with since I've ever played the game. I know Rex played with them even longer. We've got great players that maybe they don't have the time right now in their life to be top scorers. I can think of Rick, who was the former leader. He throws in good scores when it's not sailing season, but it's sailing season right now. He's off doing cool stuff in his sailboats, and he doesn't have all the time or even the internet to play. So a merger, I don't know that Rick makes it out alive because he's not one of the top 25 or 30 of the team, but he's the old captain, man. You can't take Captain Rick out of it and have Cheap Tricks be what Cheap Tricks is today.
Yeah.
So although a
Yeah,
merge
yeah.
would help, we'd be a solid team, we'd be a better team. I don't know that it works as a merge. I think we could always cannibalize a team. So if there's 8 to 10 players from a team that want to go to the CC level, but maybe their team dynamic doesn't afford it, could we take on 8 players? Sure. Can we actually merge? I don't think so. And not keep the identity as the team is today.
Yeah, fair enough.
We've gotten lots of offers for it. Great offers, great teams.
Yep.
But it continues to be a no in my book. And I think the rest of the co-leads feel that way too.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Yep. No, for sure. For sure. So the last question from Rocket, I may as well just do that last one. It was actually aimed at Bandit, and it says, does your neck hurt when you constantly keep having to look up to N8? So that's just a dig at Bandit.
So that's a phenomenal question. So Bandit and I don't care what the event is, there's something about the two of us that Rec will have to go back in his score sheets, but we typically, like, if I get second place, Bandit gets third or first. Like, we are so close to one another always. And it turns into back to where you're talking about how I don't even know if this was on the recording or not, but how at times when your team was trying to do something different, you'd aim at a certain score, the 2-2-2-2-2 score.
Yep.
And you didn't know how close you were till that final ticket. And then, whoa, I was within 10 of it. So Bandit and I do that where, okay, Pig's at 24,000. That's what I need to aim at. And then Bandit is doing the rough math in his head. He's like, oh, I think I got Pig. And then he ends up at like 23,999. And he's, 2 points off of Pig. And he's pissed that he didn't burn the purple ticket because, of course, he could have gotten 2 more points. And it turns into that. Like, we don't burn purples to try to get our best scores. We only burn it when we fell just short of the other person's score.
Yeah.
So Bandit and I
yeah.
we're just back and forth, and I'm telling you, it doesn't matter if it's like my best event. Bandit is right there with me, either a little ahead of me or a little behind me. So it's been this fun back and forth where I get him one, he gets me one, I get him one. You know, if I happen to destroy him by 10 or 15 places, of course I must have cheated. And vice versa, you know, he must have, you know, got Silk 42 to play an account for him instead. You know, there had to have been some tomfoolery going on if he beat me by that much. But it's always just been our back and forth battle, and we've had some epic ones, and I'm telling you, without fail, we're always within a few hundred points of each other. It's kind of crazy.
Yep. All right. Is it Pete?
Is it Pete?
I think it's me.
It's you? Okay.
There is a question here from Strawberry, but it has been asked. It's the same question as the best excuse and the toilet answer. And I will go down to Lunatic Enzy's question. What is your favorite type of cheese? Rec.
Hey, Strawberry. You got to be kidding me, right? I like to sneak off and pretty much the same as Pig, go to the bathroom and hide from all my employees, my cohorts, my coworkers, and get my racing in.
Mhm.
Tell me you're eating your favorite kind of cheese in the bathroom.
No,
I think you
is
missed
your-
that part of the question.
What is your
no
what
eating.
is your Rec, the question is what is your favorite type of cheese?
Cheese. American, baby. It's got to be American. It ain't real cheese. It's some pasteurized, processed, made up form of cheese, but American cheese, whether it's yellow, white, it doesn't matter.
Nice. Nice.
Mhm.
So basically you're saying you like plastic wrapped in
Right.
plastic.
Mm.
I instantly
Delicious.
thought that might be by far my least favorite cheese, but to each their own.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
it's not.
I think
It's
even on the
not real
package, it
cheese.
doesn't even claim to be cheese. It's like cheese-like product or something to that effect.
Yeah, it's not
It's
real
American
cheese.
slice. It's not cheese.
Ugh. So speaking of disgusting and cheese, my 3-year-old who's turning 4 this week, he has I thought he said it as a joke one time, but he likes peanut butter jelly sandwiches with a slice of cheese in the middle.
Oh, my
I've-
girlfriend
I've
likes
actually heard that.
That's
Yep,
a
my
thing?
girlfriend
I've heard
likes
of
that. Yep.
Yeah, he asked for a PBJC is what he calls it. So he wants a peanut butter jelly and cheese, and he eats them constantly.
PBJC.
It's disgusting.
Have you tried
mind
it?
you, my girlfriend the other day, I'm saying this on air because she needs to hear this again. I said to her, "What do you want for breakfast?" And she goes, "Just toast." And I said, "All right, no problems." So I got out the toast and some butter and the Vegemite, which, you know, call it whatever it is. It's Vegemite, but it can be a second spread, right? Now, I gave her the plate, toast, the butter, the second spread, and 2 knives. And when she was finished, I collected the plate and collected 1 dirty knife.
See
And the
nothing
second
wrong with
knife hadn't been used. And I was like,
I see nothing wrong. That's saving on
Well,
dishes.
Yeah, she saved you on dishes.
she saved me on dishes. I'd rather wash the extra dish than have to try and pick the butter out of the Vegemite.
But you don't
I
have
don't know.
butter in your Vegemite. You put it all on the toast.
Yeah. Anyway, so I did say to her she had to go home and we could never be friends again. But she's still with me. Just I don't know how.
Hey, Eva, just so you know, I have a butter knife
Yep.
that stays on top of the butter in the fridge,
Yep.
and that gets reused until the butter's finished.
Oh, there you go. No, that's good. That's right. It's a butter knife with the butter. It's all it does. It does butter.
No, it does the butter and then the spread on top of the butter, and then it gets put back on top of the butter.
Oh,
You okay?
Pete.
Yes.
Pete,
Yes.
I'm going to edit that bit out.
No, don't. It's the right way to do it.
Let's
It's
ask
in the
Nate
fridge.
what
It's
his
fine.
let's ask Nate what his favorite cheese is.
Wow, that's a tough question. Cheese is like bacon. I don't think you can go wrong with any of it. It's all really good. My kids' favorite, I know that one. They like the Colby Jacks. They like the yellow and the white mixed together. There's something about it that's perfect for them. I think I'm a fan of the. Oh, that's really good. That's a good question. I like blue cheese. So I know people love it or hate it. I love blue cheese. It's just it tastes so wrong, yet it's right. It's like you can tell that it's doing something funky in there, but it tastes so good. So
Yep.
that's probably one of my guilty pleasure cheeses. But if I had to eat like a go-to eating cheese, I think any of those cheeses that have peppers in it. So the pepper jacks, any of the jalapeno cheeses, any of those spicy cheeses where you mix the cream of the cheese with a little bit of spice, you can't go wrong with those. So any of those spicy cheeses I love.
Alrighty. This question is from Levi. What is better skill for team events? Is it time trial or adventure? Start with Wreckmaster.
that always got to be time attack. TA is way better than adventure running distance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I'm
I
going to
have
have to agree with you there.
I have a contrarian view on that one. I think to be a better team event player, you need to be good at adventure. I know we talked about WW Elite and those guys. They only go after the top adventure players, and they get dynamite scores. Like they're the 50K type score players. There's something about the adventure, and I don't do it, and that's probably why I'm terrible at team events. You have to know how to bounce to make it to the next one. You have to know how to speed bounce. You have to know how to, like I said, it's technical. You have to hit the lines perfectly as you get later on to actually make it to every fuel can. And I think Fingersoft, I think the old events, a good time attack player did well. But the new events have become these crazy lines where you thruster over things. You have to hit this blind landing, and that's very much adventure to me. Those blind landings, the perfect jump shock. And I think the adventure players are just heads and tails better than the time attack players.
That's interesting. I don't think I've thought that. I've always thought that time attack would be better because they're short and sharp. There you go. That makes a lot of sense.
Yep.
I think the good time attack players, though, they can get away with the right parts, It's not as technical. And these crazy lines that these pros are coming up with that make these amazing times, even in a time attack, it's very technical. Like I said, it's the thruster up to the moon, and you come down and you blindly hit a perfect landing boost, and then you hit your nitro at the exact moment, and you fly through this hole in a gap. Like they're insane, and it feels trickish. So it feels like a adventure run to me.
Yeah, fair enough. Just quickly, while we're on the subject of team events, what's everyone's opinion on all these new team event tracks that they've been putting out lately?
It's
I
good.
think
It's great to
they've
have.
been really good.
Yeah, it's been great to have new tracks.
Hmm.
I kind of
it's
like the
great.
idea too that not every one of them is so practicable. So it's
Yep.
just these are only team event type of tracks. I think it's awesome.
Yep.
And that means Fingersoft will screw it up. They'll keep doing it. They'll make it even worse, and it'll not be awesome. I'm thankful they haven't put football or soccer, whichever country you're from, soccer or football back in. I'm thankful there's no ball whacking and all the other crazy things they come up with for
Yep.
public events. Man, somebody had an opening right there when I said ball whacking.
Yeah, I left that alone.
Yeah, we're
left
so
it
mature
alone.
in here. I'm shocked.
Yeah, me
If Bandit
too.
were in the room, he would have taken that one and run with it. But yeah, I'm glad they haven't done those things. I like the new tracks. I think they're cool. I think it's fun to try something I haven't done before. something I already haven't mastered. So I've loved it.
Yeah, awesome. I've been loving them too.
Cool.
Whose turn is it now? Is it
Eva.
Eva again?
Yeah, my turn again. So this is a question from Tessa, but big shout out to Tessa. But unfortunately, it is for Bandit, and it says,
Oh,
"Yeah, how did you come up with the name?" Question mark. But she said, "What do you like about Catalonia?" So, Nate, do you have a opinion on Catalonia?
I know nothing of it. I'm not a world
Okay.
traveler. I don't know why Bandit is named Bandit. Bandit also plays with a girl character. I don't know why he does that. Bandit is just Bandit, and you
Yeah.
guys missed out by not having him on here. Shame on him for getting sick. He needs more vitamin C, more sunlight in his life. He needs to stop lying to his wife and playing the game and get out and eat healthy. Maybe more bacon in his life, because it's a damn shame that we don't have him on this podcast tonight, because he would A, answer that question,
Well,
but B, he's such a
it's
character.
quite early morning for him. He might just pop in. Who knows?
I'll keep talking if there's a chance. I'm gonna
all
slip
good.
into his DM. It's late night. It's only appropriate. I'm gonna slip into his DM and see if he'll come over.
Cool. Very cool.
Yeah. Did you want to do the next question?
Yeah, I'm reading it, and there's a whole heap of stuff that's actually done. But I will ask. So this is a question from Bam. A big shout out to Bam. Keep the rap going. He's asked, Cheap Tricks was formed, blah, 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 original players, what Cheap Tricks best finish, how many girls are on the team, who is the best? Are there any girls on the team?
There have been quite a few. So Black Widow, we had Incognito, not the co-lead Cognito, but we had another one who went by Chaotic and Wookie.
Yep, I
She
remember
has
that.
like
Yep.
9 accounts. She played with us for a while. She just recently left. We miss her. Kat, who asked a couple questions ago, she was on the team for a bit. There may be other females on the team. I don't always ask them their gender when they come in.
Bandit, Eva.
We had
my avatar is a girl. Thank you very much.
I know that confused me at first.
Well, it confused Tessa even more.
Yeah, we had Ananke. I don't know how to say her name. Ananke. She was a longtime staple in the team. She was a great player. She recently left, though. She plays in Renaissance, I want to say. But she was there for a long time. She played with me in Empire and over here on Cheap Tricks. We miss her as well.
Yep.
So I think the only girls we have right now are Black Widow. So by default, she would be the best.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Okay. And the last thing he says is, I like the idea of the multicultural group and flying whoever's the leader's flag is, which is not really true. It's whoever's the best player at the time. Whose idea was it to diversify?
I don't know whose idea it was. I think I stole it from another team. I'm sure other teams do it. It's just fun because sometimes, especially when you're in the lower divisions, you get that wall of yellow up top, where you're like 1 through 13. And what's the point in being 13, 12, 2, or 1? There's not much other than bragging rights. And sometimes bragging rights wasn't enough. So we said, we'll do you one better. If you win the most points in the week, we'll make the team flag match your flag. Whatever flag you want to fly. It doesn't have to be your actual home flag. But whatever flag you want to fly. And I thought it's brought a cool challenge to the team. It's been kind of fun. I think when we joined CC, it was back during the Rocket age where nobody could take the flag from Rocket.
Yep.
So when you look at our team in Nemesis, we have the British flag, the UK flag, because it's all we ever flew. They almost thought that was the only team flag we had because it was the Rocket age. But now, we've been Australia recently. We've been Germany. We occasionally get a US flag, not because I did it, but because someone else did it. And I think it's just been a lot of fun. It attracts new players in because some people look for that flag. And it's been a great recruitment. It's been a great motivator for the top 5 players to battle each other for the flag. It's been a lot of fun. Co-lead Cognito, who's actually playing over at WW Elite right now. I think he's been so close so many times, but I don't know that he's ever won it. He's like our perpetual number 2. always falls just a little short. I think he was really close to getting it, and then Reaper came in and started stealing it from him. Maybe he got it once. Rec can, I'm sure, tell me if he did. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun, and it creates great challenge for the top players, and it creates that something for them to fight over at top.
Very, very nice.
Yeah.
Well, should we get on to the quiz?
Yeah, I think so.
Quiz.
The quiz. Yeah.
There
The
is a
quiz.
quiz.
There is
It's
a
the
quiz.
Hill Climb Racing 2 quiz for all our podcast guests. Are you ready also, Eva?
I've been ready since I started because I got the spreadsheet going in the background. Because I figured if I fall asleep,
At least you'll be ready.
at least I'll be ready, and I'll go. Oh, here it is. Yeah.
So let's do
And
this,
maybe I should
Nate.
kick out as well.
So let's do this, Nate and Rec. This is the Never Have I Ever Hill Climb Racing 2 edition. 1 point each for something that you have never done before.
All
Okay,
right.
the first question is: have you ever run a team event ticket on a live stream or streaming on Discord?
I'll go first. No,
Who's
I've never done it. I've watched
Okay.
GW
Negative.
do it, God's Wheeler do it, but I've never done it. Nobody wants to see the pig
Uh,
fail.
Okay,
Yeah.
so both for never.
Negative for me.
Negative for you. Okay. Next question: have you ever made a custom track, Nate?
Never.
Never, Rec?
No. That's
No.
not my thing. That's too much work.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so the next question is: has that custom track ever been featured in a community showcase? So I guess it's both. Never.
Right us off both.
Yep.
Never.
By default,
Mhm.
never.
Mhm.
We're to a
Next.
really good start here.
Next question. Have you ever spent gems to get the XP multiplier in the shop? Nate.
Woo!
If I'm running XP and I don't have the multiplier, it's because I'm out of gems. I have VIP. I get a ton of gems, and they are exclusively used for that XP multiplier. I love it.
Okay.
That's a
And
yes.
Rec. Yes. Rec?
I myself have spent more money on this game than I would like to talk about.
Heavy yes
So
from him.
it's also a yes.
You heard
Question.
it. Yes, for me.
Question number 5. Have you spent 4,000 gems and purchased a legendary chest for XP? Nate.
Man, I hate to admit it, but I have, and I know it's not the most efficient way to get XP, but I think I was really close one time, and I didn't want to grind it, so yeah, I bought it.
Man, that's 4,000 gems. What about
know.
you, Rick?
4,000 gems. That's like $1. That's nothing. Yeah, I've done it many times.
Oh my goodness. Okay, number 6 question. Have you ever spent real money in the game, Nate?
So I have VIP. That is the only
Yes.
thing that I've spent money on. I've never bought
Hmm?
skins or anything, but I've had VIP since the beginning.
Okay. What about you, Rick?
Right. Come on now. VIP, that's a drop in the bucket. I bet I guarantee, not I bet, I guarantee I spent probably $300 this month. American. 300 American.
Oh my gosh. Okay, number 7
$600 our
question.
money.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Number
Gangster.
7. Number 7 question. Have you completed masteries for all current vehicles with mastery? Nate.
Hell
Has
no.
anyone? Yeah, not even close. I
Not
haven't
even
even
close.
began on some of them.
Mm-hmm. And Rick?
I have finished them all.
No.
You
Paid for a couple, but I have finished
Mhm.
them all.
you
Most of
have.
them very
Oh my
boring.
gosh.
Yeah, right. Wheeling down the trench, dragging the roll bar for all its glory.
Oh man.
Good on you, Rec. I didn't think you'd have done that.
Now we know.
Now we
Number
know.
eight
The truth is out
question.
there.
Now we know. Number 8 question. Have you ever thought of giving up playing the game, Nate?
Yes, I have. I
Mm.
entertain the idea, and I still play the game every day. So I quickly
But
talked
you have.
myself out of it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure everybody has.
Eh,
You know, you've had a down track, you've had a down whatever. Everybody's probably has.
Mm-hmm. What about you, Rec?
Oh no, never, never, no. That's never
No, no, no.
happening.
Never happened.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I still play. I still play HCR1, which is technically not one. I still play hill climb racing every day. 1, 2,
Oh.
it doesn't matter.
Very nice. Okay. Next question. Have you ever used a prefix in your name to announce what team you are in, Nate?
I think I have it on right now. Yeah, I've CT Pig, I believe.
Yeah.
I've been,
Yep.
Yeah.
I've
Mhm.
used the little E in Empire, whatever letter that really is on an E.
Yeah.
I've done LGN when we were Legion. I've done them all. Yeah, I like that actually. I think
Yeah.
it's cool.
And what about you, Rec?
Oh yeah, right. I am CT Rec currently.
Okay.
Proudly CT Rec.
Yeah, very cool. Next question. Have you ever created content for a YouTube channel? Nate.
I don't know if I'm answering this right. I have delivered videos for someone else's YouTube channel. I've never created my own. So I don't know if that's a half
Yeah,
yes.
that I'd consider that a yes. It doesn't say your
Yep.
own YouTube channel.
Yeah, it was a
Mhm.
blooper reel, but I've added blooper reels to other people's.
And what
That's a
about you,
yes.
Rex?
Yeah, I have a few videos out there just for teammates.
Mm,
Going way back for a few years,
yeah.
but it's
Mhm.
just for teammates.
Yeah. But still you have. Cool.
Yeah.
Next question. Have you ever met another HR2 teammate or player in real life? Nate.
Again, I got a half answer. I know other people that play it in real life that are friends of mine that I've convinced to play the game, but I've never met someone through the game first and then friended them second.
Ooh, that's a tricky one.
So I don't know if that's
What
a
do we
half
do
yes, half
there?
no.
It's up to Eva. Eva?
Met someone in real life? Yes, you have. So yeah, yes, you have.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And that's a yes.
And what?
Hmm.
Yes. What about you, Rec?
I've gotten like people at my job to join and play. They might not have a long standard at the game. They probably only played it one time, but no, I've never really
I think that's a yes, right?
gone. No, it does it count?
In the
I
same
mean,
sense of
Yeah. Yeah.
Nate's answer, it's a yes.
sure, it's a yes, but it's people that I got to join and play. They only went 100 meters in countryside and died, and I still see their little
Yeah, that's
tombstone as I drive by every day.
Yeah, I see that too. Don't worry, I see that too.
Mm.
I'm sure you all
Yeah,
if
Oh,
you
it's
friend me,
almost
you'll see my
embarrassing. I'm
tombstones. They're
like,
not very far.
Actually, I do see a lot of yours.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody sees mine because they're accidentally
Uh,
running racing truck and they go 10,000 and they pass me. I get it.
oh gosh. Okay. This is the last question. Have you ever done a face reveal on any Discord server, not including the podcast server? Nate.
most deaf.
Oh, I don't think I have. No, I think that was my first face reveal, and it was dark, so you probably can't even identify me.
And Rec.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I've done them on Legion servers, on Empire servers, on Discord.
Okay. Okay.
I'm on EVA ceiling, so I feel very
yeah,
bad about
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Awesome.
Okay.
Did you count Jackrabbit?
I know. I've got it.
No?
I've got it. I haven't fallen asleep. Okay, so we have a clear winner by 1 point, by one never.
Yep.
N8 Pig, Nate, you have 5 points. You have 5 points. You are not the new world champion of Never Have I Ever Season 3 edition. And Rec, you have 4 nevers.
Never.
So
Never,
that
never.
means you have beaten the person you've been on the podcast with, but you are not better than Mose from last episode. So he still keeps the title, which means you get absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
But don't feel bad because Mose got even less than you for
No.
becoming the new champion.
No, he got a new role, so he did
Well,
get a
he
little
did
bit.
he got a new role.
Do you remember what he scored?
Never
3.
have I ever 1, 2, 3, and 11. I have never 1, 2, 3, and 11.
1, 2, 3, and 11.
And 11. And 11. Yeah.
2, 3,
And
and 11. No, I've got 1, 2, 3, and 8.
I counted 4.
I
Yeah.
counted 4. 1, 2, 3, and 8. Yeah. Thought of giving up playing the
Yeah,
game.
you've never thought of giving up.
Yep.
that would never happen.
Yep.
But
So there's your 4th never.
Yep.
no. Yeah, I would never give up.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. There you go. All right. So yeah, you've so basically we do this for a bit of fun. There is no prizes or anything like that. It's more about just having a laugh and talk about the game a bit. So it's good to see that you are both enjoying the game. So yeah. That brings us kind of to the end of the podcast. That kind of brings us to the end of the podcast. So before we go, I just wanted to say a big thank you for Nate and for Rec for coming on and spending so much time with us. Actually, I hope we've kept you, enjoyed. I hope you've enjoyed the time
Yeah.
on here. And yeah, I just wanted to say thanks for spending so much time with us, and I do look forward to editing this. I do look forward to editing this. It's going to be a real fun podcast. So, JR, did you want to say anything else before we turn off?
Yeah, thank you so much again to Nate and Rec for being here and taking some time to spend with us on the podcast. And thank you to all our to everyone who sent their questions from the Oz server and from the Chip Tricks server. Do you guys have any shout outs before we end the podcast? Nate?
I don't think I do. I think I gave them throughout. I plugged them throughout. But
Yeah.
thanks to everybody that brought the questions. It was cool seeing maybe some past members that were actually on your guys' servers, past drivers that played in Cheap Tricks, seeing questions from them. It's such a big community of racers, yet it's such a small community, and we love being a part of it.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And what about you, Rec? Any shout outs to your teammates?
Yeah. I want to shout out to all the Aussie New Zealand players that have ever joined the CT clan. EVA was, even though you were second to do so behind Toast, the Lex, Matak, N-Dog, NDWG. I don't know if that's actually N-Dog or not, but and our most recent Gingo Bro, and he has been killing it on our team.
Yep.
Very cool. Pete, any words?
Yes, I'd just like to say a big thank you to Nate Pig and Wreckmaster for taking our EVA into your team for so long and not allowing him to play with Oz and Z anymore. Really appreciate that. Thank you very much. Been great getting getting to know you guys. Thank you so much for joining us. It's been a
Yes.
pleasure. So thank you very much.
Thanks for having us. It's been fun.
Yeah, it's been awesome.
Not
Okay,
a
so
problem.
if you are still listening at this end of a very long podcast, it means you've enjoyed what you've been listening to. So please like and subscribe. Hit the notification button so you'll get all our updates. And yeah, look forward to seeing your comments about my sleepiness and tiredness through this episode. Thank you very much to everybody who's been listening. Thank you very much for all the questions. Have a lovely week or so while we get our next one sorted. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Thank you, people.